the wind. Just the wind. Everyone calm down. Just the wind. Oh, you're freaking out over nothing. It's just the wind. Fuck up. Oh. 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 Quit throwing rocks. Stop throwing rocks and sticks at me. Good luck catching me now. Idiots. Do you remember this is the day you almost caught Indiana Jones? Here, smile. That's gonna look so good in the scrapbook. Here, hold on. Maybe I have something to throw down to you guys. Not quite. But I'll kill this man as a warning. Nope. Stop moving. Alright, there we go. Alright. Don't forget what happened here, guys. After this cutscene, you can zip line off this balcony and get the disguise for the ring. Okay. I'll do that.
What do you think you're doing?
Analyzing.
Those are my binoculars.
Shut up. Mine now. It can't be! Nerd? I could have never guessed he was behind this. Hello, hello? Yes, I'm here to fight. Get me in the pit. You're telling me this dweeb is the champion with the mitts? Merging 2 health bars into 1 seems good. I wonder if I could sneak a weapon in there. Probably not. Oh wow, oh wow. I got him with a big parry there. Okay, okay. Take that! This is your champion? Embarrassing. I'll take my prize now. Thank you. Only $80, huh? It's a lot. It's a lot. Alright. Hold on, hold on. Let me bandage. Let me bandage. This guy looks substantially stronger than the other guy. The other guy looked like he went to the wrong place for the D&D club meeting. Okay. Man, my parries are looking clean though. Ow, ow! I'm out of stamina, I'm out of stamina. Ah, fuck! Oh, dropped him. Alright, potato sacked him. Thank you, yes everyone. Yep, that's me. Bonesaw is ready. Okay, how much? How much? Oh, 120, nice. Oh god, more? Alright, hold on, let me bandage. Okay, here I come. God, this guy's throwing frying pans at me. Oh, jeez. Ouch. Let me back at him. The concussion already wore off. Oh, I have no band-aids. There we go, I'm back. Hold on, hold on. Here I come! Yeah, jumping kick! Okay, bad idea. It was a bad idea, I admit it. I admit it. Oh, I'm already winded. What? How did I not parry? Okay. I'm supercharged now. Flying kick? Okay, bad idea. That was a good flurry. What? There we go. Alright, huge, huge. All I needed was some grissini. How much is this? 10,000? 240? Not it. Not enough. Only 3 rounds? Give me more! You're next! Oh, if only. God damn it. Now I need more violence. Wrong place, wrong time, friend. Oh, much better. I'm doing great. How are you? Wonderful. Hope you're doing well. Man, you look so embarrassing. Whoa, hey, don't leave me like that. Fine, fuck it then. Excellent stealth takedown. Excuse me. Thank you so much. Help me, nuns. Oh, they're... Oh, nice. Good distraction. Nice. I have a plan. Hiya! Oh. What happened to you? This guy's winded. What the fuck? Hello, everybody. I'm back. Antonio, you won't believe what an adventure I've been on.
Did you find anything beneath the tower?
Nothing.
Damn right I did.
There's nothing there. It's been ransacked.
Well, we're going to do something with the border, and very strong, very powerful. That'll.
Like, he's just doing the thing, right? This is what Trump just did. He just repeated like 5 slogans that mean nothing.
The fact that there are these allegations against him, misconduct, sexual misconduct, heavy drinking, the fact that he said to some senators reportedly he'll stop drinking if he gets this job, does that worry you?
Wait. He don't. Oh, no. Hold on.
We shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let it become a state.
What? What?
Sir, you said during the campaign you had concepts of a plan. Do you have an actual plan at this point for health care?
Yes.
Oh my God, he does?
We have concepts of a plan that would.
President-elect Donald Trump, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here. You are the first president since Grover Cleveland.
Oh, it's even infected the mainstream media. Did this come from alternative media or did it come from mainstream media first? I just don't understand what you gain from putting cameras on these stupid moving bars. What are you adding? It's so stupid.
Thank you so much for being here. You are the first president since Grover Cleveland to win non-consecutive terms. Republicans now have control of the House and the Senate.
Right.
What do you plan to accomplish in your first 100 days in office?
Well, we're going to do something with the border, and very strong, very powerful. That'll be our first signal, and the first signal to America that we're not playing games. We have people coming in by the millions, as you know, and a lot of people shouldn't be here. Most of them shouldn't be here, but we have jails being emptied into our country. We have mental institutions from all over the world being emptied into our country. So we'll be doing that. We're going to be extending within that period, or as soon as we can, the Trump tax cuts, because you know they're coming due and they're very substantial for people. And, it would be very, I think it will anger a lot of people, frankly, if we don't get an extension of that. That's what led us to one of the greatest economies ever. And
Some guy emailed me. It's so stupid. This is all I hear now. I think this is right. We need to just do this. I don't even want to. God, it's so boring. It's all good. I'm just gonna go back to video games. I watched the clip of you reading the email that uses a motorcycle hobby analogy in the context of modern social media to explain how politics is just slogans, quote unquote, now. I'm concerned that you're going down a path of rediscovering things that have been true in this country for a long time, so it's best to read from people who've already done the heavy lifting for you. Following is a quote from a book published in 2003. More details down below. Words italicized are mine. To add clarifying context, I can't add it all in here. Quote, democracy does have decisive advantages, at least for the wealthy, secure societies, over alternative forms of government. But they are not advantages that depend on deliberation, on analogies to scientific inquiry, on a lively and informed public interest in public issues, or in civic mindedness. People's interests, preferences, and opinions influence government, certainly, certainly through the electoral process and otherwise, but not in the way that views expressed in a faculty meeting influence faculty decisions through debate and polling of ideas. The roles of the people at large in the governance of a large democratic nation is a mere shadow of its role in the concept of deliberative democracy. People know when things are going well or going badly, and then he adds, to the extent that things are as they believe them to be, whether for themselves personally or for the nation as a whole. Their own welfare is, of course, bound up with the nation's and will vote accordingly, but that's about it. The political parties know this, and so their campaigns appeal mainly to interests rather than the good, and do so largely in simplistic slogans, end quote. The author goes on to argue that it wouldn't even be desirable to aim for an idealistic system where people as a whole are, quote, better informed, end quote, and become better engaged with information/media, and it makes a pretty compelling case for its position. This is a passage from the book Law, Pragmatism, and Democracy by Richard Posner, a former Seventh Circuit judge from the Court of Appeals. This is probably the best book that explains American democracy with a focus on pragmatism. If you were to read it, you would immediately see a clear path forward. You're wasting a lot of time being surprised by Vivek, Musk, Trump, Rogan, Techno Bros, Tim Pool, etc. spreading fake news and easy to understand slogans. Yes, they are doing it on purpose, and no, they are not stupid. Okay, Rogan is stupid, but he is a useful puppet, and his podcast is a gold mine for these people and the IDW type folk. I would be surprised to find out that they didn't talk about Rogan being an idiot behind closed doors. You're being dumber than them by not accepting that this is how things work, and you have to start employing their strategies if you want to stand a chance. Remember that webcam video of Ben Shapiro soying out at Tim Walz after he was chosen as Kamala's running mate? That's what conservatives see when they see you soying out about Rogan saying the millionth dumb shit. They just think it's funny. Quote, I'm going to build a wall, and Mexico is going to pay for it, end quote. 2 sentences, that's it, sometimes 3, but more than that, you've lost people. Use their example. To be clear, I'm not saying that you should lie and spread fake news, but your messaging needs to become way more reductive. Reserve explanations or substantive conversations/debates with people like Pisco or the unicorn conservatives like the tax guy who engage in good faith. Oh, that, I think it's from a debate I had a couple weeks ago. If they're not in this category, flip a switch and go into sophistry mode. Your over-reliance on intellectual or logical or nuanced defenses and attacks is starting to look like an issue of display of ego because it's clear that using dumb language would be more effective. Let it go and be effective. Example, to Tim Pool or Rubin, quote, you're a Russian puppet and you got paid because Russia loves your anti-American message, end quote. Whatever the reply is, the best strategy is to repeat that slogan. That's what Tim Pool would be doing to you. Don't let opportunities like this slip away. I think this is kind of how, I think this is the position that I kind of stumbled upon when I realized, like, for the media, like, you have to just find a simple thing and repeat it, like, on peers, like, what is this? Answer this. What is this? This was bad. This is dumb. This is bad. Like, and it just needs to be that. Because I think going any further than that is just a waste of time. Which is sad and stupid. This is what Trump just did. He just repeated, like, 5 slogans that mean nothing. Like, what is, like...
from all over the world being emptied into our country, so...
Jails are being emptied into our country. Insane people are coming over. They don't belong here. Build the wall. Tax cuts. And, like, that's it. It's just, like nothing here is... Everything here is...
It's Grover Cleveland to win non-consecutive terms. Republicans now have control.
He never expands on it. I feel like what Donald Trump has done is... I feel like we all kind of, like, played a game. And then we all, but we pretend that we're not playing the game. And then Donald Trump is like, wait a second, this is just a game, right? So I can just, like, do this, right? And then it's like, well, we're not supposed to do it like that. But I mean, I guess you technically could. You know what it kind of reminds me of? in the 90s and 2000s, I guess, like people loved like the huge tittied chick with like fake boobs, right? It was a thing. It was a look for a while before the girl next door then kind of became popular. But like people loved that fake boober, the Pamela Andersons and all the plastic surgery shit. But people would always say, or at least my recollection is people would be like, I want a chick with huge tits, right? And then you'd be like, you know her tits are fake, right? No, I just want huge tits. I want huge boobs, okay? But in 2024, living in Miami Beach, guys don't even say, and I understand this is like a hyper crazy part of the world, but like guys here won't even say, I want a girl with huge tits, wink wink, or I want a girl with a huge ass, wink. They'll be like, I want the BBL, I want the fake tits. Like they call out for that directly. And it's very interesting to see kind of the shift, at least down here in Miami Beach. I don't know if this has like made its way to other parts of the country or world or podcast space or whatever, but I'm like, interesting. But that's not what your audience is built on. You like being well informed. You're not getting dumb, simplistic messaging, so it doesn't really apply to you, does it? Well, no, not on my stream. I wouldn't just sloganeer on my stream, but I would, like, when I prepare for debates, I should be preparing for debates more like that. If you really think about all the debates I've had, all of my most like epic own moments are usually me asking a very simple question or making a very simple point. Like with the Owen Schroyer thing, it was the dinosaur question. Or it was like, what's the difference between a democracy and a republic? Do you even know what that is? Like, it's usually like I can't think of any own moments like where it's like, oh, epic shit, where it's like Destiny lays out complicated and nuanced explanation of a thing, and then the person gets owned. Usually they just like move on, and it doesn't even stick. The Ukraine speech was good. Yeah, but that wasn't a debate, really, right? I was just like I was just narrativizing, basically. Which is good, too. Narrativizing is something I need to do as well. It's narrativizing and then punchy lines. Like, if I know more, or if I know something and the person's not ready for me to know it, then they just, like, move on. It's like, oh, okay. And then they just move on. It's like, wait, I don't even feel like I got a good own here. It just, wait, what just happened? What was the point? What was the point of this? I didn't get anything for this.
Come into this country, come in. It's not complex.
And then to be clear, you think that that's the case right now?
That's the case right now. And that is the case what the Democrats want. That is correct. They have sanctuary cities all over my state.
Excuse me, sanctuary city has nothing to do with immigration policy.
Oh, sure it does. If you are here illegally, we will not allow ICE or anyone else to take you away. You can come. That's what sanctuary city means.
That is not what a sanctuary city is. That's
really
not what a sanctuary... Sure, I can tell you what it means. When it comes to enforcing immigration, that is exclusively in the purview of the United States government. Now, it tends to be the case that if you're a state official, you can collect information about whether or not a person is here legally or not. And if you want, you can turn that information over to federal authorities, like Immigration and Customs Enforcement or like Department of Homeland Security. You don't have an obligation to do so. And some cities explicitly say we won't. So a sanctuary city is just a city where they arrest you. They're not going to do an immigration check, and if you fail, they're going to turn you over to the federal authorities. As somebody that is a conservative, who I imagine would have an appreciation for the concept of federalism, but the important protections of states' rights, because that's what we said when we threw abortion back to the states, you should champion a state deciding whether or not they would want to cooperate with a federal authority when it comes to turning somebody over for matters of deportation. But essentially, so like on paper, okay, well, so he thought I didn't know what this meant. Not only do I know what it means, I also know why he's wrong, and I know why it's contradictory to his own ideology. You're a conservative. You believe in states' rights. Why would you sit here and be bullying individual states to comply with the federal government or something they don't agree with, right? So I feel like this is pretty, but it doesn't really hit or matter because he's just like, oh, okay, and then we just move on. Sanctuary city does not legalize illegal immigration. It's just whether or not a city wants to cooperate with federal investigators when it comes to turning over an undocumented citizen or immigrant.
Fine. Okay, we can continue.
Do you agree with that, Dennis? I mean, what was the point of that? I should have just called him like a f***ing loser. I should have said you're a loser with glasses or something. I don't know. Like, what was it? What was even the point of that? I didn't even get like there's no catharsis. It's like, oh, okay, well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I guess maybe it comes off as an own, but. The optics were good here, no? Yeah, I guess, but he just like moves on. It's like, oh, okay, I don't know, man. Whatever.
Of the House and the Senate.
Right.
What do you plan to accomplish in your first 100 days in office?
Well, we're going to do something with the border, and very strong, very powerful. That'll
Like, he's just doing the thing, right? Like, what do we need to do about jobs? We need to give unions the power to make workers better, and so everybody can have better jobs and be working way better. Like, that's like his answer to everything, and it works.
100 days in office.
Well, we're going to do something with the border, and very strong, very powerful. That'll be our first signal, and the first signal to America that we're not playing games. We have people coming in by the millions, as you know, and a lot of people shouldn't be here. Most of them shouldn't be here, but we have jails being emptied into our country. We have mental institutions from all over the world being emptied into our country. So we'll be doing that. We're going to be extending within that period, or as soon as we can, the Trump tax cuts, because you know they're coming due and they're very substantial for people, and it would be very, I think it will anger a lot of people, frankly, if we don't get an extension of that. That's what led us to one of the greatest economies ever. And those two things are going to be very vital, very important. We're going to be focusing on crime in the cities, and we'll work with Democrat governors. Most of them are, as you know, if you look at the 25 worst places, they're just about all Democrat-controlled cities and states, and we're going to be working with Democrat governors and Democrat mayors, and I look forward to doing it. But we have to do something about crime, and mostly in our cities.
Like, what do you, like, yeah, tell us what we're supposed to do. What do you mean? What do you mean we have to do something about what? Like, do what? Oh my God. This guy in chat just said, have you realized that Family Guy was always right about politics? And I already know what you linked without even clicking it. I'm gonna copy link address, and I already know what it is. It's Lewis saying 9/11, isn't it?
What do you plan to do about crime in our city?
A lot. 9/11 was bad.
What are your plans for cleaning up our environment?
9/11.
What about our traffic problem?
9/11.
And we're going to have a lot of other things. We'll be working on nominations. We're going to still be working on some nominations. I think they're going very well. We have, for the most part, I think they're going extremely well. It looks like Peter's doing well now. I mean, people were a little bit concerned. He's a young guy with a tremendous track record, actually. He went to Princeton and went to Harvard. He was a good student at both, but he loves the military, and I think people are starting to see it. So we'll be working on his nomination along with a lot of others.
We are going to...
Like, what is the responsibility of the media here, I guess? Like, I don't know. Like, this sounds to me... Have you ever... Where are my writers at? You ever get an essay in class, and it's like, what were the 3 most important determinative factors in the beginning of World War I? And you're like, oh, and it's like, in the early 1900s, there were a lot of things happening in Europe. And many societies and people viewed these things in different ways. There were a number of these situations that increased tensions across multiple countries that caused people to lose faith in the alliances that they had formed and led to the countries becoming involved in war with each other. Many countries believed that, you're like, okay, syntactically, grammatically it works, but you're not saying anything. You're like, how much? Oh my God, okay, it's a 10-point question. I'm going for 6. I know I can get 6 points if I can just write enough words. Because what you do is, if you had the naive teachers, because you'd write bullshit like this, and then a teacher might be grading it, and they might call you up and they're like, what did you mean when you said this? Because you can look it up after. It's like, oh, well, when I said some countries might have issues, that what I was referring to, because then you like read it after the class, like, okay, it was about this. Like, oh no, obviously, I'm sorry, I should have been more specific here, right? Oh, I wasn't specific. I'm sorry, I didn't really want something with more specificity. But you're just making shit up, and you know it. But I guess people just don't realize this, or they don't. Yeah, I don't know, man.
we'll be working on his.
These are S-tier procrastination and bullshitting strats that only people with ADHD know? No, this has to be an ordinary student thing. I'm sure every student does the bullshitting. Like, you can write a whole ass bullshit ass essay on, like, sample essay question, anthropology of Rome final exam. Okay. Like, this would be some shit where you haven't, like, prepared at all. Okay. How have mortuary practices changed from the Middle Paleolithic to modern civilizations? How in particular have human mortuary practices come to be used as a means of marking social distinctions? Mortuary, I think, is dead people, right? The modern approach to the treatment of deceased people has dramatically changed throughout the years, alongside other cultural factors that influence how we view death. In the past, people treated their dead in a way that largely coincided with the individual and cultural beliefs held by those societies at the time. But in modern times, we have different sets of standards influenced more by things like science and health. I don't know, like I can write like 3 pages of an answer, but I'm not saying anything. I don't know any of the answer. I have no idea, but you can just like bullshit, right? And you bullshit, you do an answer like this when the question is worth 10 points and you don't know the answer, but you want to go for like 4 to 6 points. You know you can get like 4 to 6 points as long as you just like bullshit with enough vague generalities like this. But like there are certain teachers, right? Once I did, like I could do this in my early English classes, but then in my AP English classes, you couldn't get away with an answer like this. Because the teacher would look at you and be like, tell me one like fact, give me one thing of substance that you've said here. And you're like, fuck, I don't know. Or they'll ask you like a specific, and you're like, I don't fucking know. Like the teacher knew when you were bullshitting. But like this answer is clearly bullshit, right? That was my strategy through the school systems with UK and Georgia, and I finished with great grades without basically knowing anything. A little bit late, but you should have asked Piers about the Hunter Biden if he still would have had an issue with it if Joe always said he'd pardon him. You know him, and these conservatives still would have bitched about it, probably, yeah.
His nomination, along with a lot of others.
We are going to delve into your nominations, but since you bring
delve? Good one.
him up, do you still have confidence in Pete Hegseth?
Yes, I do. I really do. He's a very smart guy. I've known him through Fox, but I've known him for a long time. And he's basically a military guy. I mean, every time I talk to him, all he wants to talk about is the...
Kind of related, is this messaging not an education issue? Like Americans are dumb due to poor education standards and bad practices, so in a way, the Republicans are right about the Department of Education being dog shit. However, their solution is worse. I don't know if this is an education issue, because I think people know this. I think it's... You know what? I actually said this a long time ago. I've believed this for a long time. I probably said this like 10 plus years ago. But I think one of the most important qualities that a human being can have is curiosity. Because I think what curiosity does is it extends... I think what curiosity really is it's an extension of your critical thinking skills into areas that aren't directly something that you deal with every single day in a specialized manner. So for instance, if I was like a car mechanic or something, and, you know, I was asking a guy, like, what kind of spark plugs do I need or some shit, and a guy gave, like, a bullshit-ass answer, I'd be like, bro, what the f*** are you talking about? Or, like, I need to know what type of oil this car takes. Like, I don't know what you're saying right now. This is bullshit. But then as soon as it comes to an area that's right outside of your direct specialization, people's brains, like, shut off, and they don't apply those same critical things. It's like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. Whatever the f*** said sounds great. I think that's the issue, I think. Yeah.
The military. He's a military guy. I used to kid him about it. I didn't think we'd be in this position where he may be, hopefully will be Secretary of Defense, but every time I was with him, he was fighting for soldiers, where he said some soldier was unjustly put in prison because they were really doing what they were taught to do. He may be a military guy. Do
you think that curiosity can be taught or learned, or do you think it's an innate trait of a person? I don't. I have no idea. I'm not sure. Are there more curious societies? I'm not sure.
Military guy. I mean, every time I talk to him, all he wants to talk about is the military. He's a military guy. I used to kid him about it. I didn't think it would be in this position where he may be, hopefully will be Secretary of Defense, but every time I was with him, he was fighting for soldiers, where he said some soldier was unjustly put in prison because they were really doing what they were taught to do, in some cases. So, yeah, I think he's going to do fine.
The fact that
What is he? Is he talking about the Blackwater people? During Trump's first term in office, Hegseth lobbied for the pardons of Army Lieutenant Clint Lawrence and Army Major Matthew Goldstein. This guy's name. This guy has spent every single year of his life a million times re-explaining how his name is spelled. Matthew? With one T? And then Goldstein, or Goldstein, okay, and they're like, okay, how do you spell this? G-O-L-D, no, not Goldstein, Goldstein, G-O-L-S, Goldstein, okay, Goldstein, G-O-L-S-T-E-I-N, right? No, G-O-L-S-T-E-Y-N, Goldstein, Jesus, what the fuck is his name? Matthew, one T, what? Why do you guys keep, I hate this, don't make me defend Hassan, don't make me defend Hassan, please stop making me defend Hassan. I don't ever want to be in this position where I have to defend Hassan. When Hassan tweets out here, oh hey everyone, it's time to care about dead babies in Syria, social media told me so, isn't Hassan making fun of the fact that nobody in the West gives a f when Middle Easterners are dying, except for whenever there's some story in the media and now you're supposed to care? Isn't that what, this is what the tweet is saying, no? Everybody keeps bringing this up, like Hassan is saying that, like, dead babies in Syria, we only have to care about them because the media is saying. Why? I don't know why you retards keep bringing this up, like Hassan hates Syria. Now, you can argue that he hates Syrians because he supported Assad in a different manner, but this is not, I don't think that's what this tweet is. He doesn't think he's doing the thing. He's doing that, but he is. He doesn't think he's doing that, but he is, so the tweet is ironic. Okay. I don't think that's why most people are making fun of this tweet. There is a way that you can see this tweet as being funny because he only cares about, I don't think that's what's going on here. Pretty sure people just think he's being anti-whatever Syrian civilian, but okay. Does him supporting Assad paint that in a different light completely? No, I think him supporting Assad is bad. I think that is what you would say is like leading to the, I think, a very anti-Arab position, but I don't think people read that tweet rightly.
there are these allegations against...
It's like, it reminds me of that one woman who got canceled. I think it was like one of the first big like Twitter cancellations of all time, where there was this like pretty progressive lady, I think, and she tweeted out something like, going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS, just kidding, I'm white. Where I think this was supposed to be like a tongue-in-cheek making fun of her kind of like white privilege, but then this got, I think this got interpreted as like, oh, excuse me, AIDS is for black people? And then, yeah. And then I think her life was basically destroyed when she landed from this flight. She was the Anne Frank of our generation. True. How did Justine Sacco get a PR job? Her level of racist ignorance belongs to Fox News. I'm confused when I'm seeing far-right people defend Assad. Isn't their entire position that white people shouldn't care about the Middle East? Like, I've seen, like, 4 neo-Nazis support Assad on Twitter. What's going on right now? Bro, the, Middle East is literally a choose-your-own-adventure story. Or it's like a, it's like ad-libs, almost. Like, you can pick any leader you want in the Middle East, and you can support them basically from any political ideology, depending upon which set of facts that you choose. So if I was a neo-Nazi, I would back Assad, and I would back Syria, because the Assads are based. They never made peace with Israel. They never trusted those fucking Jews. They're always working in conjunction with people like Hezbollah. They haven't even formally settled borders with the fucking Jewish people. Unlike Egypt and Jordan that cucked out to Israel, they still maintain their active front with them. Like, well, it was the DMZ, but like, I mean, like, you can, so I mean, from that perspective, if you're a neo-Nazi, you could support Assad for that reason, I guess. Yeah, you can always find, again, in the Middle East, there's always a reason to support any group, depending on how retarded you want to be.
I think he's going to do fine.
The fact that there are these allegations against him, misconduct, sexual misconduct, heavy drinking, the fact that he said to some senators reportedly he'll stop drinking if he gets this job, does that worry you?
Wait. Is this the Hegseth guy or whatever? You said he'll stop drinking? Wait, what? Is she talking about Hegseth here? Is he an alcoholic? Is he an alcoholic or wait, what is that? There's a great Onion article headline, Their Destiny, Alcoholic Secretary of State vows to enter rehab on confirmation. He's an alcoholic rapist. Well, like he only rapes when he's drunk, or? Now, if he did have a drinking problem, that would be obvious, but to make something out of it that isn't there just because he's going through Secretary of Defense, the media should be ashamed of themselves. What? Just as a heads up, okay, take this as a life advice thing. Don't look at chat, because chat's going to steer you wrong, because people don't know anything about alcoholics or drinking in my community, okay? If somebody is an alcoholic, all right, that can be very difficult to tell from the outside if you don't spend a lot of time with them. People can be incredibly wasted, and you don't have any idea whatsoever, other than maybe smelling it on their breath. But yeah, especially people who are alcoholics. These people can put away an ungodly amount of alcohol, and you wouldn't even know that they're drunk. You would have no idea whatsoever that the person you're talking to has like a massive blood alcohol content. So the idea that you would just know if somebody's a drunk, I mean, if you spend enough time with them, or if you live with them or whatever, you can see this bleed out in their life in other ways. But that goes for a lot of drugs too. Maybe. I wouldn't be able to speak to them. I'm not sure. I don't know if it goes for a lot of drugs, actually. The thing is, once you're an alcoholic, you almost need a certain amount of alcohol just to be stable. Like, you're going to seem more unhinged without alcohol than you are with alcohol. But I guess no, that's probably true for a lot of different addictions, actually. Like, I'm thinking like cigarette smokers without their cigarettes go crazy, or like house without his Vicodin goes crazy. So yeah, that might be the case. Yeah.
And stuff. Some people can stop eating. I'm lucky I'm not a drinker, but I could stop eating. And we all want to stop doing something. And if he said that, I mean, it's a nice thing to say. That's a good.
Like, listen to all. I'm sorry. This is just the game, I guess. Now I feel like a retard. This is probably the whole time, and I'm just retarded. And this is just always what it is. You just like say random. This is just it. Now I want to try to do like an hour interview where I just answer questions like this.
No, I think that everybody has something that they can stop. Some people can stop eating. I'm lucky I'm not a drinker, but I could stop eating. And we all want to stop doing something. And if he said that, I mean, it's a nice thing to say. That's a good thing to say. But he's very respected. I can tell you, I know a lot of the people at Fox, they think he's fantastic. And the people that work with him, really, they love him. So I think you're going to have somebody that's really terrific.
I actually knew an extremely high-functioning heroin addict, and nobody else knew until he died from getting fent in his bag when it first hit the scene. Yeah, people don't, because we talk so stupidly about drugs. Like, you can be a high-functioning addict of almost any kind of drug. Like, there are lots of people that do heroin or amphetamines or whatever regularly and abuse them, and can still go on to, like, have relatively ordinary lives, work their jobs or whatever. I mean, you're paying a great health toll, and you're taking a big risk by doing this because there are a bunch of side effects, like knock-on effects to your health that will happen. But yeah, a lot of people think that like, oh, you do this drug once and you're gone, you're gonna die. And typically, unless you're getting something incredibly potent that you weren't aware of, like fentanyl, or if you have like some other complication, like a health thing that is uncovered by doing a drug that kills you, like generally doesn't happen. Yeah. Don't mistake that. That's not a encouragement to do drugs, just to be aware of. You should be aware of like the effects of, drugs.
And the people that work with him, really, they love him. So I think you're going to have somebody that's really terrific. And again, all he talked about with me, I said, you're not really a television guy, even though he did very well, as you know. You're really a military guy. He said, I'm all about the military. And I told him, so he's making a lot of money at Fox. They're doing very well. And I said, if for some reason you don't get this thing, you're not going to be able to go back. And all that money you're making, you can kiss it goodbye. He said, this is all about America. He didn't say, well, let me think about it, let me discuss it. That's a very big, risky thing he's doing. When he goes and he He says, I'm going to give up, millions of dollars in order to possibly become the Secretary of Defense. A lot of people would say it's a great position. It's probably almost no greater position, but a lot of people would say, I have to think about it. He said, I don't have to think about it.
All right, we're going to delve into...
Yeah, sure.
Like, why does he get to answer a question like that? Why are you allowed to do that? That's crazy, man.
Your cabinet picks a little bit later, but I want to delve into one of your signature promises on the campaign trail, which was to end inflation, to lower prices. You are now proposing tariffs against the United States' three biggest trading partners. Economists of all stripes say that ultimately consumers pay the price of tariffs.
I don't believe
Can
it.
you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee.
What are you even here for? What the fuck?
Guarantee tomorrow, but I can say that if you look at just pre-COVID, we had the greatest economy in the history of our country, and I had a lot of tariffs on a lot of different countries, but in particular China. We took in hundreds of billions of dollars, and we had no inflation. In fact, when I handed it over, they didn't have inflation for a year and a half. They went almost 2 years, just based on what I had created.
Destiny, surely you also acknowledge that being an alcoholic in particular affects the cognitive state in a guy that has to probably have a clear state of mind almost 24/7. I just think that's not okay. I don't actually know. I'm not sure. I'm sure it must. It must. But like, as somebody who has spent time with alcoholics, I'm just telling you, I had no clue what an alcoholic was like until I like spent a few days with one. Bro, this person must have put away like 15 to 20 mixed drinks in a day. I would have never known they were drunk. I had no idea, no concept of it. I didn't even realize it. I'm just like, what do we, and it's like wake up and it's like, let's go to breakfast, and then it's like 3 mimosas, and I'm like, what the and then from there to the bar, I'm like, holy shit, you're insane. But the person is just like, they're lucid and they seem pretty normal the whole time. I'm sure it must be less optimal in terms of IQ, or I would imagine. But I mean, like, you're a human being. Your brain is a wonderfully complicated thing, capable of learning and exercising so many tasks. Like, you probably don't need that much of it to just like get through the day and like work or whatever, right? Like, you probably shouldn't be flying an airplane, but like, could you do an ordinary job while being an alcoholic? Possibly. But like, yeah,
And then they created inflation with energy and with spending too much. So I think I'm a big believer in tariffs. I think tariffs are the most beautiful word. I think they're beautiful. It's going to make us rich. We're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico.
Like, what does that mean? We're subsidizing Canada. Oh, no, hold on. He doesn't mean a trade deficit, right? The United States has a services trade. Wait. This is $50 billion. Is he saying we're a subsidy is when the government spends money on a particular thing? Is he saying that a trade deficit is a subsidy?
Word. I think they're beautiful. It's going to make us rich. We're subsidizing Canada to the tune of over $100 billion a year. We're subsidizing Mexico for almost $300 billion. We shouldn't be subsidizing. Why are we subsidizing these countries? If we're going to subsidize them, let them become a state.
What is he talking about? What? We all know that's what he's saying. How are you social? I've never heard him describe trade deficits as subsidies before. Wait, what the?
We're subsidizing Mexico, and we're subsidizing Canada, and we're subsidizing many countries all over the world. And all I want to do is I want to have a level, fast, but fair playing field.
Sir, your previous tariffs during your first administration.
Why is he allowed to just say that? What?
Cost Americans some $80 billion. And now you have major companies from Walmart, Black & Decker, AutoZone saying that any tariffs are going to force them to drive up prices for their consumers. How do you make sure that these CEOs, that these companies don't, in fact, pass on the cost of tariffs to their consumers?
They cost Americans nothing.
Okay, just to be clear.
Pass on the cost of tariffs to their consumers.
They cost Americans nothing. They made a great economy for us. They also solve another problem. If we were going to have problems having to do with wars and having to do with other things, tariffs, I have stopped wars with tariffs by saying, you guys want to fight, it's great, but both of you are going to pay tariffs to the United States at 100%.
Is he talking about sanctions? Or what is he? You were going to say not necessarily? No, I'm just, the whole point of a tariff is to make something more expensive. It's like telling a guy, you're benching 135 now, by the end of 2 months, you're going to be benching 225, and you're not going to even, it's not even going to be more weight. It's going to be the same weight. You're going to be benching 225. You're doing 130, it's 225. It's going to be the same weight as 135. Like, the whole point of a tariff is to make something more expensive. That's the entire point. And that makes it less competitive with something else. If a tariff doesn't increase a price, then a tariff isn't actually doing anything. That's the whole point. That is the actual stated goal of a tariff. Like, if he can manufacture something for $10, he can manufacture something for $7, and he can manufacture something for $5. This guy's China, this guy's Canada, and this is America. And you're going to tariff everybody so that it costs $10 to manufacture the particular thing. That's what a tariff does. Now, this guy can hop in and start manufacturing stuff, right? Oh, shit, the price is high enough? Well, it's worth it for me to step in and start competing. But that means that people aren't buying it for $5. They're not buying it for $7. Now they're all buying it for $10. That's the whole point of a tariff. That's the entire point of a tariff. If it's not raising prices, it's not doing anything.
And they have many purposes, tariffs, if properly used. I don't say you use them like a madman. I say properly.
They use them like don't use them like a madman, he says, after we spent a year saying tariff is the most beautiful word I've ever heard. Does Trump know this and he's just lying? I don't think Trump knows. I think Trump is actually an idiot. The people around him probably know, but...
Tariffs, if properly used. I don't say you use them like a madman. I say properly used. But it didn't cost this country anything. It made this country money, and we never really got the chance to go all out because we had to fight COVID in the last part. And we did it very successfully. And when I handed it over to Biden, the stock market was higher than what it was just previous to COVID coming in. It was actually higher.
What profession in America do you think has the highest suicide rate? Isn't it supposed to be like vets or something? Who benefits from tariffs? Why would someone tell them to do tariffs? Tariffs benefit local manufacturers. Had the stock market rebounded enough? I think it might have. It might have been at its all-time highs right after, I think. Biden came in on January 6th of 2020. Sorry, right? What are all these noises in my walls? Yeah, the markets have rebounded by then, I think, right? Okay.
Tariffs are properly used, are a very powerful tool.
That's a myth. It's not really vets. Highest suicide rate job. Major occupation groups with the high suicide rates include construction and extraction, farming, fishing, and forestry, personal care and service, installation, maintenance, and repair, and arts, design, entertainment, sports, and media. I feel like you just listed every fucking job category. What the fuck exists outside of it? Well, the people that commit the most suicide are people that work in construction, extraction, farming, fishery, forestry, personal care and service, installation, maintenance, and repair. Okay, Jesus. But, okay, damn, rip. Okay, I guess the vet thing is just a fucking meme then. Why do you keep spamming this? You are ignoring the effects tariffs have on exchange rates. Tariffs devalue the currencies of the targeted country, making their exports cheaper and thus undermining the price increase. I don't know what you're talking about. The tariff is still going to make it so that you have to pay a certain amount to import it, so nothing you're saying matters or makes sense. What you're saying doesn't make sense. You tariff something, so then their currency devalues and then you buy it for the same price? What are you talking about? Now look at the jobs with the highest substance addiction rates. Extreme.
Not only economically, but also for getting other things outside of economics.
Well, again, prices did go up on some goods in your first administration, washing machines, tires. Will you punish CEOs?
Let me just explain to you. No.
It doesn't have to increase prices. In some cases, it just decreases the profit margins. There's not... If you walk around trying to solve economic issues, assuming that there are just these massive profit margins that you can just eat into, and that's where you're going to solve your problems, you're delusional. You're never going to fix anything, okay? Remember, Sam Harris is referring to Trump as an evil Chauncey Gardner in your interview. It's from the movie Being There about a mentally challenged old man being confused for deep and becoming a politician. Okay.
You mentioned washing machines. So you look at Whirlpool in Ohio. I got a call from Jim Jordan, one of the greats, congressman from Ohio.
Why is he even doing this? What even is the real goal with this tariff stuff? I don't even know. I truly don't know. You're asking me to predict the actions of a fucking lunatic. I have no clue.
And he said, they're going out of business because South Korea and China are dumping washing machines into our country. And I put a 50% tariff on the washing machines coming in from China and South Korea. And Whirlpool and the companies that made washing machines, which are based in Ohio, largely based in Ohio, went through the roof. We saved thousands of jobs, tens of thousands of jobs. They were all going out of business because they were dumping washing machines.
Yet medium-sized companies can pay the CEOs $20 million per year, but sure, the profit margins are minimal limeo. So first of all, compensation for a CEO isn't part of the profit. Number one, that's a cost of doing business, so you're already fucking retarded. Number two, CEOs are paid that much because companies have decided that they're worth that much. You can tell them to pay them less if you want, but like a CEO that's making that much money is probably working in a company where the revenue is so high that even if you completely axed all the CEO pay, at the end of the day, it probably wouldn't even make that much of a difference to any, like, either employee compensation or cost to the consumer at the end regardless. Like,
and when I put the tariffs on, they became successful businesses.
Honest question, because I'm retarded. Does a CEO determine their own salary? Probably not. It's probably going to be the board of directors that determine the salary of the CEO generally.
Washing machines. And when I put the tariffs on, they became successful businesses. No, it didn't. Not only didn't it cost people, it made our country stronger and more powerful, and it kept jobs.
But how do you make sure that consumers don't wind up paying more? Will you punish CEOs who try to pass the cost of tariffs on to their customers?
Well, the market's going to take care of it. I mean, actually, the market takes care of it. And
who decides what the board of directors make? I don't... Board of directors wouldn't get paid, would they? Right? I don't think so. Would they? I have no idea. I imagine they wouldn't, no?
It doesn't. We adjust it somewhat.
If they do get paid, it's probably just a lowly salary, I would imagine. That would be my guess, but... Say €1 is worth $1 and you tariff European goods at 10%, the exchange rate changes and €1 might only be worth $0.9 now, so the price for the importer doesn't change. Why do you think that a tariff would necessarily... One, even if you tariff the entire market, why would you assume that would just cause the exchange rate to change like that? I don't know if that's necessarily true, because they also are still importing and exporting from other people as well. Also, if the exchange rate changes that dramatically, then you would have to tariff them even more, otherwise your tariffs aren't even doing anything. You're not even accomplishing anything, no?
But in the case of Whirlpool, or let's say companies that made washing machines, they were all being put out of business by the dumping from, in particular, South Korea and China. And when I put the tariffs on, very substantial tariffs, although peanuts compared to what people do to us, what countries do to us, it became a very, very powerful, successful company. Now, let's say I didn't do the tariffs. It would have gone out of business. You would have lost tens of thousands of jobs, and you don't include that in your equation. No, they make a lot of money. I'll go a step further. Tariffs are going to make our country rich. Tariffs are going to help us pay off $35 trillion in debt. Tariffs are going to make our country safe, because China, as an example, doesn't want to play games with us if we're going to do tariffs on them. They don't want to play games, and we have a lot of games being played on us right now.
Well, I think, and that takes me to my next question. Yeah. Are you actually going to impose these tariffs, or are they a negotiating tactic?
Well, I'll give you an example with...
Hello? Somebody just ring a bell in the background, like on the desk? Ding, did you hear that?
Games being played on us right now.
Well, I think, and that takes me to my next question. Yeah. Are you actually going to impose these tariffs, or are they a negotiating tactic?
Well, I'll give you an example with Canada.
I can see why this would be an appealing to a moron. Simplistic explanation speaks to American greatness. Doesn't cost me that. Yeah, no, I know. It's the sloganeering. Tariff is good. Bring back manufacturing. Punish enemies. Build America. Great.
And in particular, Mexico, we have millions of people pouring into our country. You agree with that? I spoke with...
Are we going to do the asylum, emptying the prisons, and... Okay.
With both. I spoke with Justin Trudeau. In fact, he flew to Mar-a-Lago within about 15 seconds after the call ended. He was at Mar-a-Lago. We were having dinner talking about it. I said, you have to close up your borders, because they're coming in the northern border, too, a lot. Not like the southern border, but they're coming in the Canadian border a lot. And
Even the Canadians are illegally coming. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Drugs are pouring in. Almost as importantly, drugs are pouring in. Maybe more importantly, drugs are pouring in at levels never seen before. 10 times what we had. They're just pouring in. We can't have open borders. And I said to the president of Mexico and to Justin Trudeau, if it doesn't stop, I'm going to put tariffs on your country at about 25%. That's a very substantial tariff. And in the case of, in both cases, but in the case where it was really visible, within 10 minutes after that phone call, we noticed that the people coming across the border, the southern border.
If we did do all the manufacturing here instead of doing it for cheap overseas, wouldn't that help our economy over time? No, because your highest value add is further up the production chain. You don't want to manufacture basic goods here. You want to manufacture those overseas so that you can do the higher value adds, the more sophisticated and complicated manufacturing here at home. Now, if we had like 10% unemployment, a ton of people with nothing to do for work, then maybe, yeah, maybe there can be an argument for that type of work being here, but we don't. We've deployed like basically our entire workforce. Like, we're all working on shit right now. We don't need to take away from our more productive labor and invest in less productive labor. It doesn't make any sense to do that.
Having to do with Mexico, they were at a trickle. Just a trickle. It was, in fact, I call the border. See, unlike my opponent, I do call the border a lot. And I said, how's the border looking today? They said, there's nobody here. They couldn't believe it. The military stopped these.
But what do you do when people feel like there's high unemployment? I don't know. You just keep telling them there's not. I don't know. People are retarded. You just have to tell them how to feel about things, and eventually they'll feel it. That's what the Republicans have done. So just keep telling them, tell them how to feel, and eventually they'll feel it. That's been the Trump strategy.
Vast groups of people. You know, we call them caravans, but they had caravans of people, and they largely stopped them. Now, they're going to have to continue that, but if they don't continue, and the other thing I told them is no more drugs, and I told that to China, too. I had a deal with President Xi, had the election.
Non-employee board members sometimes receive retainers. Smaller companies don't tend to pay non-employee board members, but S&P 500 non-employee board members often get millions in compensation, for example, sometimes via stock or other mechanisms. I guess I don't know what you mean by via stock. Like they're awarded stock, or like as a board member, I imagine you have a huge interest in the company, like you own a decent amount of the stock, so you're interested in the success of the company, and that's kind of your compensation. That's why you're a member of the board. That'd be my guess, but I don't know. When we learn our macro econ course, we'll do that, okay?
Been different. I'm going to be very nice because we don't have to get into an argument over 2020. But had the election been different, the result been different, we would have had China giving the maximum penalty, which is the penalty of death, to people that sent fentanyl into this country. But Biden didn't, unfortunately, finish that discussion up. I had an agreement with President Xi, who I got along with very well. We've had communication as recently as this week. And I had communication with him where they were going to give the death penalty to anybody sending drugs into the United States.
This week you had that conversation.
Not that conversation, but I had other conversations. Okay. But in the past, I've had that conversation.
Let me ask you about another aspect of the economy, sir, the minimum wage. The federal minimum wage has been $7.25 since 2009. There are 20 states that still have the federal minimum wage at $7.25, and I actually have a map. 19 of these states actually voted for you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it right here. I don't know if you remember this, but during the debate in 2020, I asked you if you would raise the minimum wage.
Let's see. What would Trump say? Populist, I feel like you would say, you could go either way. You could say, yes, I would raise the minimum wage because American workers need to earn more. Or he would say, we're not even going to need to raise the minimum wage. Once we start tariffing people and people are manufacturing here, the wage is going to be so high, it doesn't matter what the minimum wage is. Let's see, which way do we go?
You said you would consider it. And so my question for you is, now that you are going back to the White House, for these 19 states that voted for you, are you going to raise the federal minimum wage?
It's a very low number. I will agree. It's a very low number. Let me give you the downside, though. Yeah. In California, they raised it up to a very high number. And you're...
But if companies were having to pay normal wages instead of what they pay overseas, wouldn't that put more money back into the economy and make it so we don't have to rely on other? We do rely on other. If you don't want to rely on any other economies, that's fine. You're going to be substantially reducing your standard of living. Humans working together can produce more than they can working separately. You create value when like 10 people working together create more value than 2 groups of 5 people working with just themselves. If you bring manufacturing here, you can pay more wages to people working those lower level jobs, but you're just reducing the standard of living of everybody in the country, because now we're not going to be able to afford much higher level products because everything is more expensive. Is it true that having minimum wages too high prices significant amounts of unskilled workers out of the job market? I mean, it depends on the markets. That's theoretical, but I don't think the minimum wage in the U.S. has ever been so high that it's pricing a ton of people out of the market. I just don't think our minimum wage has ever been that high in the U.S.
Restaurants are going out of business all over the place. The population is shrinking. It's had a very negative impact. But there is a level at which you can do it, absolutely. Yeah.
What is that level, do you
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I can say this. You have a lot of businesses that are open and thriving because of the lower minimum wage. If you raise it too much, and you understand this, if California went crazy. They went crazy. And people, the restaurants are closing all over. Many more people are hurt.
So I hear you saying, similarly to sort of what you said in 2020, will you consider it? Is this something you're going to look at?
Businesses go out of business all the time. Restaurants, fuck, if I was to make a bullshit-ass guess, I would bet that like 70% of restaurants close in the first like 10 years. That'd be my guess. I don't know. What percentage of restaurants fail? I feel like it's got to be a really high. Holy shit. Okay, my bad. This is a AI interview. I should never go with this. Sorry. And this is a Random Fuck website. The Random Fuck website says, the National Restaurant Association estimates a 20% success rate for all restaurants. 60% fail in their first year. 80% fail within 5 years. Like, restaurants just aren't very... Restaurants are hard to do profitably. It's a very competitive market. It's a super competitive market. Oh, hold on. Only 17% of restaurants fail in their first year, not 90%. See the real restaurant fail rate. Well, these people... You might have heard that 90% fail in their first year. That's false.
Still recharging.
Apparently, this number was originally showed on a TV advertisement with no source listed, and the myth grew from there. To be honest, that bothers me. As the CEO of Owner.com, I get to personally meet hundreds of successful restaurant owners. I called the Bureau of Labor. Okay, so this guy says that 51%, so about half fail after their 5th year. So I don't know. Whatever you want the number to be, it's high, okay? And then the 10-year survival rate is 35%, which I guess is actually about what I said, 60-70% fail. So
I'd want to speak to the governors. And the other thing that's very complicated about minimum wages is places are so different. Mississippi and Alabama and great places are very different than New York or California. I mean, in terms of the cost of living and other things. So it would be nice to have just a minimum wage for the whole country, but it wouldn't work because you have places where it's very inexpensive to live, where a minimum wage, which is $8 or $9, might be, might have very little effect because the cost of living in certain places is really low.
Before
That is the only smart thing you said. I don't know if you stumbled into this, but yeah, I feel like a federal minimum wage just doesn't make much sense. There's dramatically different standards or cost of living in different states and even in different cities within states. The idea of having a single federal minimum wage seems kind of weird. I feel like if you want a minimum wage, fine, I guess. Peg it to the poverty rates per state or per city or something. It has to be pegged to something.
we move on to immigration, which I do want to talk about, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, said he will not leave his post even if you ask him to. Will you try to replace Jerome?
Can he do that? Oh, wait, I'm pretty sure the president could dismiss. Jerome Powell won't leave. Says he won't resign if Donald Trump asks. Oh, that's a significantly right. Donald Trump can fire him or remove him, but he's just saying he's not going to resign if Trump asks him to. I feel like that's a significantly different statement now.
Jerome Powell?
No, I don't.
Post even if you ask him to. Will you try to replace Jerome Powell?
No, I don't think so. I don't see it, but I don't. I think if I told him to, he would. But if I asked him to, he...
Trump can't fire him. I thought, doesn't the president appoint the Federal Reserve chair? And can he take him out or no? Federal Reserve chair. Chairman serves a 4-year term after being nominated by the President of the United States, confirmed by the U.S. Senate. Oh, the president may not have the legal authority to dismiss the chairman before the end of the term, although this assumption has never been tested in court. Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh.
He probably wouldn't, but if I told him to, he would.
You don't have plans to do that right now?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's talk about mass deportation, one of your big agenda items. You've talked about prioritizing...
Like, this is based. You can just, like, this is what I'm talking about. It's just like, it's like a commercial for Donald Trump. Like, we can just sit here and do random, like, just ask me questions and I just get to say whatever's, like, part of my campaign ad. And then you just, like, move on to the next thing. This is awesome. Like, what the fuck?
You don't have plans to do that right now?
No, I don't.
Okay, let's talk about mass deportation, one of your big agenda items. You've talked about prioritizing people who have criminal histories.
Correct.
But is it your plan to deport everyone who is here illegally over the next 4 years?
Well, I think you have to do it, and it's a very
It's a very hard, very tough thing, but we need to have a big wall with big doors, and you have to come in legally. You got to come in legally because it's hurting us and it's weakening the economy and whatever. I don't know what else.
tough thing to do. It's, but you have to have, you have rules, regulations, laws. They came in illegally. The people that have been treated very unfairly are the people
that came here legally because they went through the process.
People that have been online for 10 years to come into the country. And we're going to make it very easy for people to come in terms of they have to pass the test.
Big wall,
they
big
have
door.
to be able to tell you what the Statue of Liberty is. They have to tell you a little bit about our country. They have to.
That's to immigrate. You don't even need to tell somebody. He doesn't even know he doesn't even know how you immigrate to the United States. None of that is necessary to get a green card, by the way. It's okay. Sorry. Who cares? This is all a meme. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Just a meme. Okay. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take it too seriously, okay? Don't take it too seriously. Don't take it too seriously. It's just a joke. These are jokes, okay? These are just jokes. It's a jokes interview, okay? That the president doesn't know anything about how to even get into the United States of America. That's it. Isn't that already the case? You have to know a lot of random U.S. trivia to immigrate. When you're taking your test to become a citizen of the United States, these might be like the citizenship test, but that's different than getting your green card or having a permanent residency. That's a different thing, but these are all just memes. It's okay.
To be able to tell you what the Statue of Liberty is. They have to tell you a little bit about our country. They have to love our country. They can't come out of prisons. We don't want people that are in for murder. So we had 11,000 and 13,000 different estimates, 13,099 murderers released into our country over the last 3 years. We had 11,000 and 13,000 different estimates, 13,099 murderers released into our country over the...
Like, how do you even know? Where do these even come from? How do you even know, like, what?
The last 3 years. They're walking down the streets, they're walking next to you and your family, and they're very dangerous.
The 13,000 figure, I think, goes back about 40 years.
No, it doesn't. No, it's...
Oh, careful. Don't push him. You better shut the fuck up. Let him skate by this and do not push him again on that. Do not push him again on that.
Within the 3-year period. It's during the Biden term now. That was a fiction that they put that out.
Oh.
This was done by the Border Patrol.
Okay. They were just lying. Oh, and he just says that. Okay, good. Okay.
13,099, and it's during the Biden period of time. And these are murderers, many of whom murdered more than one person. You don't want those people in this country.
But you're saying something, sir, that's significant. I just want to make sure I'm clear, which is that you're saying, yes, you're going to focus on the people with criminal histories, but everyone who's here illegally has to go.
I'm saying this. We have to get the criminals out of our country. We have to get people that were taken out of mental institutions.
The mental institutions. The new figures released by Immigration and Customs Enforcement do show some 13,000 non-citizens convicted of homicide were here on its records and not in its custody. So remember, non-citizens could also include green card holders, so they're doing everything legally, technically, right? However, the Department of Homeland Security, which oversees ICE, said the figures cover a period of many years and include migrants who entered in the U.S. under the Trump presidency and previous administrations. These figures were released in a letter from ICE to Republican Congressman Tony Gonzalez, who had requested them. They show that as of July 2024, there were 425,431 non-citizens with criminal convictions on ICE's non-detained docket, a database of people facing deportation proceedings, but who are not held in ICE custody. Of these, 13,099 were convicted of homicide, 15,811 were convicted of sexual assault, 60,231 were convicted of assault. However, DHS statement said that the data had been misinterpreted. It also includes many who are under the jurisdiction or currently incarcerated by federal, state, or local law enforcement partners. Oh, so this is just like, this is a federal agency saying these are people who are convicted, but they're not currently under ICE, meaning federal detention, but they could be under a state detention, which is where most people who commit these crimes, by the way, where are we? Yeah. So just because they're not being held by ICE, oh, this might not even include people held in federal prison, I'm sorry, or currently incarcerated by federal, state, or local law enforcement partners. Okay, so they could even be in federal prison and still be on this list, okay. For example, Zacharias Moussaoui, who's in a maximum security prison in Colorado for his role in the 9/11 attacks, is not currently detained by ICE, so will likely be on that list. This data for the 13,000 convicted, this data goes back decades and includes individuals who entered the country over the past 40 years or more. And the vast majority of those custody determinations were made long before this Biden-Harris administration. So Trump just tells it's just a full-on fucking lie. But that's okay.
And put them back into their mental institution, no matter what country it is. Do you know that Venezuela, their prisons are at the lowest point in terms of emptiness that they've ever been? They're taking their people out of those prisons by the thousands, and they're drunk. And just to get...
Destiny, why shouldn't we deport people who are here illegally? Isn't the country pretty much lawless if we don't even control who's in the country? You shouldn't deport them because it just wouldn't make sense. It's just way too much of a fucking hassle to do it. And they're already like integrated into and contributing to the economy. It's better to just give them a path to citizenship. If you want to find them or whatever, do it. Or at least a path to green card status. Give them a path to permanent residency.
Because I know exactly what you're getting at. Number one, we're doing criminals, and we're going to do them really rapidly. We're getting the worst gang probably with MS-13, and the Venezuelan gangs are the worst in the world. They're vicious, violent people. And you see what they've done in Colorado and other places. They're taking over, literally taking over apartment complexes and doing it with impunity. They don't care. They couldn't. They just are, they're in the real estate business.
You know, the local police say that is not the case in Colorado.
Oh, it's...
Wrong. Okay. She's just contradicted you. Just tell her she's wrong and keep moving on. You can do it. Tell her she's wrong, keep moving on.
Totally the case. I mean, I have it
You
on
don't
tape.
believe the local police.
I play it. I used to play it at my rallies every single night. No, they're breaking into doors. They're taking over the building.
But sir, you
and by the
raised
way,
the point.
the police are afraid to do anything.
You raised the point that the logistics are complicated. You said
Sure
it
they
yourself.
are,
You would
but
need
everything's
24
complicated.
Yeah, you mean you need 24 times more ICE detention capacity just to deport 1 million people per year, not to mention more agents, more judges, more planes. Is it realistic to deport everyone who's
You have
here
no
illegally?
choice. First of all, they're costing us a fortune. But we're starting with the criminals, and we got to do it. And then we're starting with others, and we're going to see how it goes.
Who are the others?
Others are other people outside of criminals. We have convicted murders. We don't mean people that are even on trial. We have people that have murdered numerous people are on our streets and in our farms, and we have to get them out of our country.
What about dreamers, sir? Dreamers who were brought.
Whoa! Her earpiece just went off. Excuse me. Hold on. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, we know that Trump just said 7 lies. Careful, though, because it sounds like you're being a little bit biased. It sounds like you're kind of being a liberal media hack fuck shill. So let Donald Trump have his word. Stop being so fucking combative, okay?
Brought to this country illegally as children. You said once back in 2017 they, quote, shouldn't be very worried about being deported. Should they be worried now?
The dreamers are going to come later, and we have to do something about the dreamers because
Why do you keep saying we have to do something? You're the president. Tell us what you're going to do. Why do you keep saying we have to do something? Tell us. That's what the whole point of this interview is to tell us what is that something?
because these are people that have been brought here at a very young age, and many of these are middle-aged people now. They don't even speak the language of their country. And yes, we're going to do something about the dreamers.
What does that mean?
And
What are you going to do?
I will work with the Democrats on a plan, and if we can come up with a plan, but the Democrats have made it very, very difficult to do anything. Republicans are very open to the dreamers. The dreamers, we're talking many years ago, they were brought into this country, many years ago. Some of them are no longer young people, and in many cases, they become successful. They have great jobs. In some cases, they have small businesses. Some cases, they might have large businesses. And we're going to have to do something with them.
How do you feel about the group of people who is/was advocating for reporting ICE on those who to stick it to Trump voters? Seems a bit unhinged, but no, I think that's totally valid. If you know like conservatives in your life who have friends who are illegal immigrants, you should absolutely report them to federal authorities. Yeah, provide as much information as possible. Sure, if these are what they voted for, yeah. Because I think, remember, the most important thing is people need to feel the effects of what they vote for. And that's a really easy, direct way to make them feel the effects. Yeah, for sure.
And
you want them to be able to stay. That's what you're saying.
I do. Okay. I want to be able to work something out. And it should have been able to be worked out over the last 3 or 4 years. And it never got worked out. You know, Biden could have done it because he controlled, Congress to a certain extent, right? He could have.
He could have just legalized all of them.
Done something, but they didn't do it. I never understood why, because they always seem to want to do it, but then when it comes down to it, they don't. I think we can.
I like how, are we going to talk about how there was at least a bill for like the asylum stuff and everything, and that just got like the reason it didn't happen was because of you? Are we going to go over that, or is that just
work with the Democrats and work something out?
Let me ask you about another group of people, the estimated 4 million families in America who have mixed immigration status. So I'm talking about parents who might be here illegally, but the kids are here legally. Your borders are.
You're talking about separation.
Yeah, well, I mean, there are two aspects to this. Your border czar, Tom Homan, said they can be deported together.
Correct.
Is that the plan?
Well, that way you keep well, I don't want to be breaking up families, so the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together, and you have to
you deport the whole group
to send them all back.
Even.
Oh my God.
Kids who are here legally?
Well, what you're going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'll tell you what's going to be horrible. When we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal, and they show the woman, and she could stay by the law, but they show the woman being taken out, or they want her out, and your cameras are focused on her as she's crying, as she's being taken out of our country, and then the public turns against us. But we have to do our job.
What? I don't even know what the fuck did he just say? Was he saying you would deport the person here legally? To keep them together, even though she would be crying? Is that what? Was that analogy or
illegally?
Well, what you're going to do if they want to stay with the father? Look, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work, that doesn't work. I'll tell you what's going to be horrible. When we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal and they show the woman, and she could stay by the law, but they show the woman being taken out, or they want her out, and your cameras are focused on her as she's crying, as she's being taken out of our country, and then the public turns against us. But we have to do our job, and you have to have a series of standards and a series of laws, and in the end, look, our country is a mess. We have the highest crime rate, and during the debate, a man whose ratings have gone way down, David Muir, said to me, no, crime is...
Why does he bring up the ratings? I get criticized all the time by this fucking streamer whose concurrent viewership, by the way, is 1/5 of my... Like, what a crazy thing to just...
Because I had to debate 3 people, not one. Debating 1 was easy. Debating 3 was actually pretty easy, too, if you want to know the truth. But David Muir said, the crime rates have gone down. I said, no, they've gone up. And then the following day, they released the crime rates, and they were way up.
Yeah, the FBI statistics are. You're talking about those FBI statistics.
Well, no, but he gave the wrong answer.
Confusing based on what you're looking at.
But a lot of that is migrant crime.
Let me ask you about another aspect of this.
Christian, a lot of it's
migrant or illegal migrant or what? What is he referring to here?
Migrant crime.
Well, let me ask you about another aspect of this that I think a lot of people are really curious about. I mean, 3% of the people who are here illegally have criminal histories. But in your first administration, you had the zero tolerance policy.
Why is the reporter not pushing back on anything? Because I don't think Trump will give interviews if you're going to challenge him. So you've got to okay every question beforehand and agree that you're not going to be a jerk.
You have criminal histories. But in your first administration, you had the zero tolerance policy, where we did see family separations.
Yeah.
You ended it. The purpose of that, though, to some extent, you talked about this at the time, was deterrent.
You also had it with Obama. You do know that.
He didn't have a zero tolerance policy.
And you also know he built the jails for children.
He didn't have a zero tolerance policy.
But in 2014, he built the jails. You know that.
I want to ask you about the zero tolerance policy. I mean, he didn't have a systemic, we're going to separate families. Families were separated when parents were a threat to the kids.
We don't have to separate a family. Excuse me, Kristen.
Yeah.
We don't have to separate families.
Yeah.
We'll send the whole family very humanely back to the country where they came.
To be fair, interviewing Trump is pretty hard. Interviewing Trump would be very easy, but people are going to say that you're biased, and liberal media is petrified of conservatives saying that they have Trump derangement syndrome, so they never will push back.
That way the family's not separated.
So no more family separations. You're not reviving the zero tolerance policy.
It depends on the family. The family may decide to say, I'd rather have Dad go, and we'll stay here. And in which case they have that option.
But you're not going to revive your zero tolerance policy, which was put in place as a deterrent. Is there any universe where you would bring that back, sir?
We need deterrence. Look, ready? When somebody comes here illegally, they're going out. It's very simple. When they come here illegally, they're going out. Now, if they come here illegally, but their family is here legally, then the family has a choice. The person that came in illegally can go out, or they can all go out together. And that was made very clear by Tom Homan.
So you're not, at this point in time, planning to revive that zero tolerance policy where kids are
Well, if you call
separated.
that, yeah, I'm doing what I just told you I'm going to do.
Do you think large media companies fear retribution from Trump, or is that not really an issue? I don't know. That's pretty dark. I don't think we're at that point yet. I just think that because the population has been so brainwashed by conservative talking points, the media just wants to not lose credit.
Offering you an annulment orb. The RNG to hit the ring.
What does the annulment orb do?
It removes one random modifier. So it's like a chaos, but this is just one. It won't change anything. It'll just remove one thing.
I don't want that.
So, well, yeah, like technically you do and you don't. I would say redo it one more time, or exalt it.
I don't have exalts, but yeah.
Exalt it, and then you could do that technically.
Thank you, anonymous gifter, Poop Man Poo. Thank you. Why is your name Poop Man Poo, bro?
I just actually found an awesome. I don't know what your armor looks like, but would you use this? Doesn't have any resist, but you can add technically some resist on it though.
I would want Spirit.
Die 2 für 1 Deals in Supermärkten, Apotheken, Drogerien und mehr. Das bringt dir Volt.
trying to get the other?
Yeah, we find
relic?
it, Natty. We find it, Natty. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay,
Trust me, trust me. I got lost here for 6 hours. I might not be the right person to trust here, but trust me.
No, I'm trusting you, dude.
Can you go down these stairs and tell me if it's a loading screen? Oh, you're not here.
I'm here. Yeah, I'll tell you. Hold on. No.
Not a loading screen?
There's nothing here, though. Nothing here. Don't even worry about it.
Don't even worry about it?
Looted vault is literally what it's called. And
There's no
nothing here.
loot?
No.
The fuck you mean? There it is. See? Trust me. Got the relic.
Okay, you're right.
And now we could go back, but we'll do it after. Let's go finish this to get the horn. And then we'll go, we'll sound the horn, and then we'll go put the relics in, and then we'll go finish the act. And that's it. Yo! I can feel the mobs getting stronger, man. They're not dying as quick as they used to.
No,
Also,
it's
where's
not.
the, down here?
What are you trying to ask, dude? Serpent's member.
Yeah, where's the serpent on this map? There's a serpent here that you kill. I don't know if it gives you a skill point or anything.
Let's see, hold on. Are we...
Isn't there a serpent boss?
Yeah, there's Cat. We can kill Cat or something. Yeah, Constrictor Queen. She's somewhere around here.
God, I can't believe I'm about to pick another attributes. Fucking.
Dude, we got a shop. Got a shop.
That feels so bad. Oh, I got a shop buff too. What level are you?
I'm level 55. Damn, 55. Dude, we're actually almost to mapping. It's kind of insane.
No, yeah, we're not too far off. I'm enjoying this. Wait.
Hold on, this might be it. Yeah, this is probably for the Constrictor Queen.
There's a serpent on that map, I swear. He's in like a pit. I don't know if he's worth... Does anyone know if that serpent is worth anything? You remember the serpent that was in the pit and he kept trapping you in the pit? That he's on that map. I just don't know if it's worth...
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back.
Well, I don't know if it's worth... It might just be loot though.
Nah, dude, it's for sure worth. So far, every time we do something, it's either you get some random passive or it's like 2 points.
It's 2 passive points. Fuck.
We have to do it. That's like 10 strength for you.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Shut up. Die. Proc shock. I'm starting to think this doesn't work. Sorry.
No, it has to be procced. It's only 50% of the time, essentially, right?
Yeah. Can you just open a portal?
Yeah. Hold on.
And then I'll have my portal for Kath.
Yeah, come on in.
Wait, you went into Kath? Oh, wait, I didn't. Oh,
No,
sorry,
no.
sorry. Yeah, I misunderstood. Okay, so look for a little. It's like a little pit. Look for a little pit. That's where we're going. Oh.
Oh.
What'd you get?
That was such a juicy just pot. I got a regal orb. You got a regal shard and a artifice orb. What? That was a crazy.
Yeah, looting chests and pots and shit. Own.
That was insane. Those were like those 2 great orbs to get. All right, Venom Pit, I'm here. Is this Slytherin? Oh. All right, proc him.
It's not Brocken. Not Brocken. He's immune to lightning. I don't know what to tell you. He's immune to lightning.
It's weird. For whatever reason, your maybe bosses are just that crazy on the defense or something. I don't know.
I need it to last longer. I wonder if there's something that makes it last longer. The shocks.
Dude, it wouldn't matter if it just actually hit more consistently.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, if it is hit more, it just wouldn't matter if it lasted longer or not.
Oh, I am fucking cooking.
Yeah,
cooking
when it
this.
hits, dude, it hits.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
not
cooking.
like
I'm cooking this fraud.
Well met. Oh yeah, dude, you're pumping. Holy bless you. I like can't hit him. Like stuck in him, but can't hit him. Am I just missing? What's going on here? Why am I doing no damage? What's happening?
No, I just procced, man. For what? For what and for why?
That was so weird. I like couldn't hit him for the longest time.
Skill points. Time to get more attributes. That can't be worth it. That can't be worth it, actually.
No, it definitely
it's so
isn't worth it right now.
It's so
like,
troll.
if that's what you have to do, it's whatever. Like you need it, right?
Yeah, or else I can't get skills. Like I can't rank up my skills like I have to.
Yeah, it'll feel better once you have gear that actually gives you stuff. Because usually you'll get extra attributes from your like chest piece or like your amulet or something. Like your amulet, usually you can get like a nice dual stack.
Yeah, amulet will give you enough stats.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna head back to where we take my portal back and then we port on your portal, right?
Yeah.
But I gotta check the shop though.
Okay, that's fine. There is a support gem for shock duration. Ooh. If I could get Masita.
King's honor, friend. Be careful.
A lot of res. It's not bad.
Hey! Off and away.
The base kind of sucks, but no, it's kind of chalked. But I don't have like any res. Like this would give me extra cold. My cold's kind of low. I don't know. It's kind of fried actually. Could. I don't need this because I don't need mana anymore. And then my spirit's 38, and then I could swap this chest. And now my spirit's 30. Actually, maybe this chest instead. God, it's so bad. It's no res. Oh my god, it's so bad. All of these chests suck. They're all ass. What was I trying to do? Why did that make me miss? Why did that make me run? Did this have stats or something? Oh, it had 18 to dex. Oh, it's just so, it's so chalked. It's also cursed. Let me throw another spirit gem in here. Support to Heralds. I don't know what would be good in Herald. I don't know. I don't need accuracy. Enlightening Pen? That's like a pretty safe one.
Very good.
You can get an extra 30 spirit if you need spirit in the Act 3. Oh, really? I did not know that. I didn't know I could get extra 30 spirit. That's cool. Accuracy seems like a dead stat. No, it's not bad. You just don't need a lot of it. Accuracy, you do need some of it. You do need some. You just don't need. You don't need a lot. Okay. Well, I'm gonna just do. Probably just lightning pen, I guess. That's fine. Yeah. All right, ready?
Don't think that'll go down well here.
Holy fucking gifts, bro. Listen, the plus side of the Hellhound. I tried to swap my chest because my chest is dog shit, but my chest has my chest has 18 to Dex, so I tried to swap it and.
Leute, ja, endlich mal wieder live hier. Hat jetzt ja sehr lange gedauert. Samstag, glaube ich, das letzte Mal, ne? Ja, gestern natürlich wieder nicht online gewesen, aber man kennt mich natürlich auch so. Und ich habe nichts zu trinken, Digga, nice. Ja, und der hat irgendwie auch den Titel nicht übernommen. Perfekt. Ich hole mir kurz was zu trinken. Jeder will denken, ich bin einfach unsichtbar. So, da bin ich. Bin ich hier bei Stuhl TV. Absolut, meine Freunde. Was geht? Hoffentlich alles cool bei euch. So. Oh, so. Dankeschön, Model Cast, für den Tier 1 Sub. Vielen lieben Dank. Oh, so, wie geht es dir? Ja, eigentlich sehr gut. Wie lange streamst du heute? Leider nicht so lange. Nur bis Pi mal Daumen, über den Daumen gepeilt, 15:30 Uhr. Dann muss ich schon wieder los meinen Sohn abholen. Ich habe den ja jetzt diese Woche endlich wieder. Der gab ihn echt sehr vermisst die Woche. Und ja, deswegen kann ich nur bis 15:30 Uhr streamen. Ich hatte das Video für heute tatsächlich eigentlich schon fertig, aber ich habe heute noch mal ein anderes Video dazwischen geschoben, weil ich muss halt jetzt, also ich will jetzt wirklich jedes Thema, was es irgendwie gibt, will ich jetzt einfach so schnell wie möglich mitnehmen. Miki, Dankeschön for the Prime Sub, thank you man. Ja, deswegen kann ich heute nicht so lange. Nee, ich hatte ihn früher.
Alright, Ludwig in hot water. For what?
In a bathtub.
What did you do this time?
Who did?
Ludwig, hold up.
No, I think this is just the same. Is this from like 2 weeks ago?
No. This is new. Hold on. Some Ludwig hate? You want to get in on this, Steve?
I guess. Go. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. Go ahead and give it a read.
Like a year ago, this is 7 days old. Ludwig talked on stream about how Kai Cenat refused to help. He withheld information, a rape victim, because the rapist was one of his friends. He also knows that Kai is openly transphobic. Fast forward to today. Ludwig paid Kai $100,000 for a collaboration. The money came from... Oh, I've heard a little bit about this. The money came from a Mr. Beast video and was supposed to go to a fan. Instead of giving it to one of his own viewers, Ludwig gave it to a Kai Cenat fan because he wanted to appear on Kai's subathon. Ludwig's subreddit is furious. A couple of side notes, maybe a bit unlikely. I'm pretty sure that original VOD was used for a Mogul Mel video, but I couldn't find it. Maybe he deleted it or never got uploaded. And the winner of the money was suspiciously one of Drake's producers, so it might have been rigged.
Ruh-roh.
I thought that, I don't follow this guy or anything, but I thought that, like, Ludwig was apparently having, like, a special event for his stream where they did something or raised money or got $100,000, and people were like, oh, cool, what's gonna happen? And then, like, the end of the event was like, we're gonna go donate this to Kai Cenat's subathon, and then that was, like, the thing.
Oh, my God.
And I think everybody was just like, wait, what? Like, imagine we're doing, like, a DGU fundraiser, and then at the end, it's like, all right, guys, we raised $100,000, and then I, like, go to Kai Cenat's, like, subathon, and I'm like, donate! Oh, we're on a stream for 30 minutes! And then I, like, end my stream. I think that's basically what happened.
That's fucking
hilarious.
How did you raise 100K without saying what it's for, though? Or
I don't know if that's what happened exactly. Somebody, maybe read more, maybe they'll tell you more.
Is his audience that fucking retarded?
Well, I don't know. Maybe there was something different. Somebody said that's literally not what happened, so maybe I'm wrong.
Okay. Ludwig blowing the 100K Find Me stream by raising subs for Kai Cenat is rubbing me the wrong way. I've been a Ludwig watcher since before Subathon.
BS, before Subathon, okay.
Okay, and I feel like this might be some of the weirdest Ludwig behavior I've ever seen. I don't really know what it is. It rubs me the wrong way. I get that Kai is a huge streamer who Ludwig looks up to, but why tie this huge fun event to another streamer who is maybe the most wealthy streamer on Twitch when I would love for an excuse to support Ludwig? It could also be that Kai rubs me the wrong way transforming Chris Brown to being homophobic to other controversies surrounding Kai. I don't understand why Ludwig would want to tie with this, which should be a really exciting, fun event for his community to raise money for Kai Cenat. Maybe might as well have just given him the 100K. Okay. So, what is this? Hold on.
Jesus.
Fans are speculating that Kai Cenat's 100K giveaway is rigged after the winner was revealed to be one of Drake's producers and has also dated Iggy Azalea.
Maybe the guy's just a really lucky dude.
It's probably rigged, right? 100%. What odds do you give?
I don't know which facts are true. I mean, if those facts are true, that makes it seem pretty rigged.
Okay.
I almost won the 100K.
No shot. He almost won?
He almost. Just wanted to share my experience, but I live in mid-city, and I had a weird feeling that they might be giving the money away somewhere close to me. I think I was the second or third person to arrive and was downstairs when the guy showed up on stream to collect the reward. Feels bad, man. It was an exciting event for sure, but I can't stop thinking about how close I was to some life-changing money. At least I got to see the airplane and helicopter fly over my apartment, which was pretty funny.
What?
Why was there a helicopter?
Why do you almost win? How do you know you almost won?
Maybe it sounds like the event was like a hide and go seek in a city, and if you found the guy, you got the money.
Oh. Okay.
I keep seeing the Hercules clip.
Where?
The disappointed.
Oh. Oh, yeah, you're feeling it. Apparently, so that guy is lost his mind, by the way. Did you know that for Trump?
Kevin Sorbo or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a crazy dude. So was the Dilbert author comic guy. He's been crazy for like a decade. Yeah. Pretty sad.
It is admirable, though, that he hasn't let that bleed into his work.
Does he still author the comics?
I don't know.
That's so based.
Yeah.
Imagine just like isn't it cool that Hitler still produced like really great art even through the Holocaust? And you're like, wait really? Have you seen it?
He was still doing art?
I don't know.
See, at least I'm honest
like,
about it. Okay, let's see. Hold on. What's his name? It's Scott something, right?
Scott Adams.
What did he do?
Dilbert,
the Dilbert comic strip.
Okay. Return.
Oh, on Rumble. Okay.
What was his controversy?
He's not he very much agrees with Donald Trump, like almost psychotically. Like he'll twist or bend like literally anything. Like if Hillary Clinton were to come out and say, "Hey guys, happy Sunday," he would have like a thing like when they say happy Sunday, this is why she means hail Satan, and he'll like have a thing for it. He's just like he's a crazy person now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, streamer gets jumped in his home.
This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. Oh wait, this is damn.
Oh my god.
Wait, but he comes back. He comes back.
What if we made it big so everyone in chat could see it?
Okay.
Here we go.
Damn.
No, that's gotta be like.
He comes back, bro.
Literally, Darius versus Erub. I like how they both got the windmill fighting technique going on here. Oh, and behind every crazy guy, there they are.
He actually came back.
The woman.
He came back. He got fucking smacked like multiple times, and he came back, bro.
I think if you get a clean sucker punch on a dude like that and he doesn't go down, I think you just walk away.
You're just like, my bad. You know what? I tripped. Sorry.
That's the equivalent to the one guy who does the punch and the big fucking Eastern European dude catches it and he's like, you know what I'm talking about? You know the meme.
I think so. Yes.
The guy goes to punch a dude and the security guard like blocks it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. What's so fucking funny, Jade?
Sorry. Ow. Oh. Yeah. I'm okay.
Careful.
No, it's just the Funko Pops. I thought that's what you meant. But behind every crazy man, there's Funko Pops, I do believe that.
Okay, that's possible.
That is okay. All right. Okay. Ethan versus Dan Blazarian.
Dan Blazarian. He just sent me. He made sure to let you know that he's a big fan. He appreciates you taking 2 hours of his day to read all the positive comments you received.
Yeah, tell Dan Blazarian that I'm glad that my success isn't from my dad's money, and that I'm glad that I was able to build success for myself.
Before you say that, he's not in Vegas, is he?
No, yeah. Yeah.
I've never seen
No, he's a terrible. He's like. Do you like Hitler? Do you like Hitler?
That's a pretty nasty.
Who is he talking to, AB?
It's an easy answer, right? Yes or no?
I mean, I don't understand. Why are you asking about Hitler?
Just say, do you like Hitler? Yes or no? Do you like Hitler? Yes or no? Of course not. He says, well, then you shouldn't like Dan Blazarian because they have a lot in common. Thank you.
Behind the camera.
That was interesting. That was the Pierce Morgan guy.
I hope we don't get jumped tonight.
Damn.
Who's Dan Blazarian?
Like Hitler, apparently.
The same
You
thing.
know who Dan Blazarian is, though. Probably, right?
He's in the running with Hassan. They're like 50-50 for anti-Semite of the year right now.
He's a streamer.
He's like a toned down version of that McAfee dude, I think. He's just like a crazy wealthy guy. I don't even know why he's wealthy.
I don't think he's
like insane, isn't he?
Well, he's desperate for clout.
Yeah, but in like an insane, unhealthy way.
Well, yeah, but some people don't like that. That's all there is.
I don't think I would compare him to Hassan. I think he's like an insane person. Look up one video.
Isn't he suing his dad for something right now?
For giving birth to him? Here, go look up YouTube. Go look up Dan Bulgarian, whatever the fuck. Blitzgarian.
Do you guys like Ethan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a cool dude.
This guy, he fucked his fucking head up. Videos. Which one would you like? You tell me.
Go this first one.
He looks like that carnivore.
And just go to like 12 minutes in or whatever. Yeah.
You think this guy's attractive, Jade?
He looks like he has high cholesterol.
Looks like he has high exogenous hormones.
What's exogenous?
He roids hardcore.
Mm.
That's why he's got that big old gut. And he's some fat loser. Oh, pause. I could have predicted this from the very minute he said. When he said they wanted to do it in their own prisons, he's about to do the conspiracy theory that Israelis were rioting because they wanted their soldiers to be able to rape Palestinians. That's what he's talking about right now. You can unpause. 100%. Yeah. We can't hear. Dan literally has like no volume. I don't know why. It's quite rusted. Thank you.
Civilians as well. So I don't think it just can only go one way. I think it's atrocious on both sides.
You said Hamas are not terrorists; they're an army fighting for their country against the worst terror.
Times two. This. Are we watching politics right now? He's a crazy guy. He's basically he's an insane dude.
Very funny stuff, guys.
Jesus. Can we pause for a second? Pause. Like I don't know. I thought this was a white girl thing. I see that. Do you ever see people who try like so hard to make their faces? Like they're trying really hard to exaggerate the reaction. They're like trying so. And it's like Hassan does it when he goes.
Can you do that?
You
Try.
want me to?
Yeah, try.
Yeah.
Okay, do it again.
Oh, hers is good.
You can see her like she's prepping the face though, right? She's like winding up to do it. She's winding up to do it.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Oh, she's not gonna do it.
What emotion do you think she's gonna show?
She's gonna be like, I can't believe that Ethan, who is the most anti-Palestinian guy ever, is even talking right now when he wants to murder all Palestinians. That's what she's hearing it for. I don't know.
This is Nasralla's outfit.
Yep, and she has to laugh right now to virtue signal to her audience how funny it is when the song starts, so she immediately cuts to laugh. It's so funny, holding the hers. Yep. Yep, it's the most hilarious thing ever. Yep.
Inbred pig dog science. You could say that, because Hassan calls Jews inbred.
There we go. Nice.
Why did I say that 15-year-old was a militant?
Because they attacked the fence.
No, you saw a 30-second
I don't remember the details.
with my
Remind me of
Obsidian notes in
details.
there. You were confident enough to tweet about it and tag me in it and let people spread it around like I'm okay with killing kids.
I don't remember this from 3 weeks. I believe you
Okay,
said it
that's
was
fine.
because she was attacking the fence or something.
It's because
Talking about the kid, the
because
girl,
he was
right?
claimed by the Al-Quds Brigades. He was a member of the Al-Quds Brigades. There's a photograph of him in the uniform.
Holy
What specific tweet are you talking about?
You want me to find the tweet right now?
Lonerbox. Attacking the border fence doesn't make a 15-year-old a militant, and therefore fair game to be killed.
Somebody may have sent me an out of context. I'll delete it and I'll apologize. I'll say that you
Okay, well, to be clear, wait, the context is in the clip. It's not a if I did that. The
Can I
context is
just
there.
ask a question?
Another episode of Anything Else with a brand new guest never before seen on this show, ever.
I thought he was a new co-host.
That's just not true.
Yeah, one time before.
Okay, yeah.
But this time, it's going to be way less serious. It was your hardest debate that you had last time you were here, and I don't want to be like that for you a second time.
I'm a very serious person, but I'll try not to be.
Okay, because we're going to be asking you about things that are very unserious today for the rest of this show. You okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Is this distracting? This screen of chat flowing by?
Yeah.
You're gonna know immediately. Actually, sorry, you're gonna know in 10 seconds if what you said is funny, or if you misspoke. There'll be a lot of megalols that go by, but it takes like.
They're just saying Lonerbox in caps, and they're happy to see me.
It takes like 5 seconds.
I don't think you
And
know
then-
the uncritical support I get from these fucking morons.
See,
like
there
it's-
it is. See, that's how long. 10 seconds. They go there.
Okay.
So it's like 10 seconds if you made a good joke.
Okay.
So you're kind of like, I don't know.
What is the size of that monitor?
That's a 27.
Okay.
Yeah, I just know. You know, there's the Caroline Kwan thing.
Yeah, that's
you
pretty
touched
wild.
on that a little bit, right?
Yeah.
How's your general feeling on that situation?
Pretty gross. Pretty disgusting.
Which part of it did you not like?
The part where she was insanely f***ing racist, and I know that she's not going to get any repercussion for it.
You know what I find interesting is that basically that there will be no repercussion whatsoever, and of course for you, there's no insight. There's no what's the word I'm looking for here? There's no peeking inside the box to know what's going on with your Twitch account. It's just sorry.
They don't like me.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. That's
So
okay.
you think that's it?
Yeah.
Who do you think specifically? I mean, is it all the way at the top? Is it Dan Clancy himself?
I doubt it. It's probably just the moderation team in general. Like the culture there is probably pretty not.
You saw the most recent thing that happened. So recently, I believe this was yesterday, the day before, there was some streamer that was banned for who the f knows, for nothing, or for something. You never know. Anyways, they got banned. Had no insight into why they got banned. They put in an appeal denied, and then they have to personally reach out to Dan Clancy to get unbanned. This is the saddest state of affairs ever on that site.
To be fair, that's what you have to do on YouTube as well. But
yeah, but you know what? It like, it's just so cringe. It's so cringe. Why not? Let me ask you. How many people do you think that Twitch bans a day that are actual real accounts? I'm not talking about like fucking movie streamers or things like that aren't going to actually put in an appeal. I'm talking about how many real streamers that get more than 10 followers or 10 viewers do you think they ban a day?
Do you know?
I have no idea.
I'd guess. But we're not including, you said not like DMCA or whatever?
No, I'm not DMCA. I'm just talking bans of people that have more than 10 viewers concurrent.
I would guess less than 50.
I would guess less than.
I mean, we can see for partnered. You can just go to the streamer bands account on Twitter. And
Does that track every partner or just like the over 100?
No, every partner.
It feels pretty automated. Like.
Yeah.
I'm curious how many it is. Let's see. Streamer.
If I had to guess, I'd give it a good like 25 a day. That'd be my guess. I don't know.
Is there a way to see what this person said that's racist? I don't actually know.
Oh yes, there is a way to do that. We'll do that. Don't worry. But first,
I'm in the dark here.
we're gonna pull this up, and actually we'll see if you think it's racist as well, because white people cannot be discriminated against apparently.
19 have been banned in the last 24 hours.
Okay,
partners.
I think that's
Wait,
probably
19 partners?
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, then maybe it's like 200 or 300 a day. I'm not sure.
Wait,
you said the last 24 hours.
Last 24 hours, yeah.
Okay.
I think that there should be a actual council, and I would actually be okay with you having to pay for it to go to the council. Meaning, like, I just got banned. I think it's an unjust ban, And you know, you put the reason as nudity, but I wasn't nude at any part of this. So I'm gonna pay the $50 to go to the band council, and it's like a Zoom meeting that lasts 5 or 10 minutes, and they review what got you banned, and you can make your case like, where's the nudity? Tell me here.
I think the problem is, I don't know why, but people have tried these in the past and they don't work, or people have stopped using them. Because League of Legends used to have like the tribunal, remember? And they got rid of it.
I don't remember that.
Okay, basically, you could earn like, what was it called? IP back then? Influence points? I don't know if they still have this. I think it's all just RP now.
Didn't they have this for CSGO, where you could review people?
I think for CSGO they might have as well, yeah.
Yeah, they had something like you could review potential cheaters and earn.
But for some reason, I think they ditched all of this, yeah.
I think that they should, even if that was run by the community,
yeah,
that
that's
would be
what they
fine.
did for League. They basically had, you could earn IP by reviewing
Why are they
fans.
not doing that? That would be the perfect solution for this. Put in place, like, and that they could even stream it, and that would be like content as well. To be honest, it would, right?
They did stream it. Yep.
Yeah, you could stream it. That would be gold.
Like if they just randomly pick streamers to...
No, like it's just like today, like or they could either randomly pick it or people could volunteer. And the idea is that, you know, you go through like while people are banned, and this particular stream, since you'd be dealing with content that might be a little risque, they got people banned. I don't know if you would want to actually stream it. You would have to like black out.
Obviously, if you're reviewing something that got banned, you probably got the license to go and look at the content.
Right. So I think when you were doing the ban reviews, what you would do is like you wouldn't show like what was on the person's stream at that time unless you determined that it wasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be the solution. That's like the perfect solution. Put it off to the community, where the community can review and be like, yeah, this person broke the terms or not.
Isn't this a little different? Because these are people who are like 1099 contractors. They're not like.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You don't think it's a little different, like reviewing someone's video gameplay versus reviewing someone's like potential livelihood on a live stream, or putting it to the community?
Well, it's better than whatever we have right now, which is just you're banned and you, and no insight and no guidance and no nothing.
Yeah, I think you could literally write it into the partnership agreement as well. Like you agree that like your bans will be reviewed by whatever. I don't think them being 1099 or them being their livelihood depending on it or not doesn't matter. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean the whole thing is kind of wild, but
there must be a reason why people stop doing this, though. I would imagine.
Well, the reason is simple, is that it's easier to just ban you and tell you to go f yourself. That's simple. It's less work. It's less bullshit. So the problem is when you start clarifying the rules. When you're like, okay, you can show skin, but not this much skin. You can show this nipple, but not that nipple. All of a sudden, Twitch becomes the arbiters, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to actually be drawing lines of like, this amount of areola is okay. They want to have the leeway to just be completely fucking untransparent, unguided, and keep the people they want and keep the people they don't want. Because otherwise, essentially, you have a lot of rule lawyering going on. And there's a reason that, for instance, in the Destiny Discord, that shit doesn't fly. There is no rule lawyering. If you try to come in there and be like, actually, according to Rule 7, if I said this, we just ban you right away for trying to pull that bullshit, okay?
Really? I thought there was a whole ass mod. We have like a Supreme Court of mods for the Discord, don't we?
Yeah, but we ban people for being doing rule lawyering bullshit. Like coming in here trying to skirt the rules and things along those lines.
Wait, do you even use the Discord, or are you just in the comp side channel shit posting?
That's like the best.
Okay,
Don't
so
talk about that channel.
Okay, all right.
I keep an eye on the other Discord channels that are important, like politics and DGG memes. Those are the only real 3 channels on that Discord anyways.
So you think there should be some broad rules, and then maybe like every Twitch partner has to do jury duty if they're called up randomly?
Oh my god. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Anything is better than this, which is nothing. Which is the fact that this guy's been banned for how many years now?
2.
2 years. Still doesn't know why he's been banned. That's transparency for you. It doesn't, like, how about just giving me the fucking clip of why I'm banned? Why don't we start there? Is that like beyond the pale of Twitch's technology to be like, hey, we're banning you from this time frame to this time frame for what you said right here, or what you did right here?
I guess it's gonna be the problem is doing anything with bans is gonna require submitting some project approval, some bullshit that you have to like hold.
He's had a fucking year.
I understand, but there's no money to be made here, and this is such a small problem.
It doesn't
that
matter.
Consequentially,
No.
it doesn't affect the site. There's no impact on revenue for the site.
That's not true. When people like you are not there, it has an effect on revenue.
Barely. I'm one streamer. Like the vast majority of bans are probably fine. So why?
I don't know. I don't know if the vast majority are fine, and I would say that.
Hold on. If you had to guess, do you think over 50% of bans are unjustified on Twitch?
I think that. I'd have to know what people are getting banned for, and I have no insight into that.
My guess is going to be 99% of bans across most platforms are probably fine.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I think that's evidenced by the fact that every single time an alternative social media site comes up that's trying to protest against like the rules of another platform, it's always the worst users on the internet.
Well, yeah, we can see that with Rumble, right?
Or any alternative media. Yeah, or
that's not true for
That's
Telegram.
not necessarily true, but like look at like Truth Social, or look at like what Mastodon turned into for a slight moment when people were going to flee Twitter, or look at
what did Mastodon turn into?
Well, when Elon took it over, a bunch of people were like, "Oh, we're all going to go to Mastodon or whatever," and then there were some parts that got big for a second, and then people abandoned that because nobody.
Like I know Mastodon's really big with the InfoSec community.
I don't think Mastodon's really big with anything.
It's not true. There's like major reporters that don't even have Twitter accounts and don't post, like Brian Krebs, things like that.
Yeah, they post on Telegram.
No, they post on Mastodon.
Okay, that must be real underground.
It's not underground. It's just different.
Yeah. Like different, like they don't have users. Different.
Okay. Listen, I don't know how to explain all this shit, but that's fine. So why don't we pull up the clip from Mr. Box here?
Real quick. So as of March 2023, Mastodon had over 10 million registered users. So
well, that's it. Over a year ago. What do they have now?
Maybe it's exploded since then.
Well, the problem is it's decentralized. So can you know how many?
It says decentralized social media platform Mastodon has over 10 million registered users.
It probably means
there is some central thing that you can register with, I think, for authentication on other servers. But if you run your own instance, people, I don't know if that's ever known. I'm not sure if that checks.
Well, you would have to federate, right? That's how it works. So like, there's the main one, which is Mastodon.social. That one probably has 10 million, but there's a bunch of the other ones that are. It's all like federated. Like I don't think you can easily count. Whatever. Like the whole idea is that they can run their own internal moderation. Like, hey, we're going to have the DGG Mastodon instance, and if we don't like you, you're fucking banned. And you can still exist on like Nazi.mastodon, but you're not going to be able to participate or link with our server.
I thought there were two different versions of it. I thought in one you've got like the federated thing where you can have an account on like Mastodon.social that also works on the other parts of those networks.
Well, that's how all of them are. Mastodon.social is no different than any of the other ones.
Okay, that wasn't my understanding. I thought that I could like package my own and run like a completely independent DGG Mastodon that's totally separate. Your account, you're logging, nothing will work from any other part.
Yeah, but that's the case. Mastodon.social is nothing more than like a DGG Mastodon instance. It's just the most popular one, basically. All right, let's pull up the old clip here of the Aryan Sons.
Israel has conducted its war opaquely in such a way that one must take its word that every bomb and every round is dropped or fired lawfully. Here's the thing, Graham.
Yeah.
Also, who the fuck? Spell your name. Spell your name Graham, okay? You're not from Ireland. You don't get to spell your name Graeme.
Like the LP Graham.
You spell it like a graham cracker.
Because you're a cracker.
Because that's what you half are.
If you pause if you want. You can't talk about the videos on it, or else nobody can hear what's going on.
I just did it. We just did it. What are you going to do about it?
It up. Now we're going to rewind it 10 seconds.
Oh, I have to say pause it. Like Sam Cedar.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wait. You know what we can do? Check this out. Hold on, Lycan. Pause off for you. Yeah. Look at this. Boom. Papa Bear's in control.
No.
No.
You spell it like a graham cracker.
Crunch.
Because that's what you half are. So Graham has children, and this is what I pointed out in my tweet at him. I said, you're a genocide bootlicker. It's fucking shameful. We are in the same family. Anytime your name is brought up as some sort of pride point for the family, I'll direct them to the vile trash you've written many times over. You have children.
How wild is this? Imagine having someone like this in your family. Like, imagine being at Thanksgiving and you're like, hey, Grandpa? Grandpa's like, yeah, what do you want there, Danny boy? And it's like, you're a genocidal bootlicker. He's like, what?
It's like the moral grandstanding language is just so
Especially because she doesn't even...
Wait, what's the... it's possible to kill children legally if, for example, one is being attacked by an enemy who hides behind them, but the sight of a legally killed child is no less disturbing than the sight of a murdered one. Israel has discovered that shutting out the press carries its own risks.
An infanticide that no one can see is also... Yeah, she can't read. She's literally... It's like an example of like a fucking moron like trying to find... She's like a virus, like on the outside of a cell, looking for the protein gate to plug into. She has no concept of anything that she's reading. She's legitimately like one of the dumbest people that I've seen. Like talk about, I don't know. Did you? She was the one that had the video clip where I think Nick, who's a streamer, Nick Pollum, innocently asked like, who lived in Palestine like before Jesus or something, and she was like, well, it was it was Palestinians, Christians, Arabs. She just like starts naming like random like religious Christians before Jesus. Like it was just like, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
What about Jesus Christ?
That's where he's from. Nazareth.
Yeah.
What was the demographics back then?
Please say Palestinians. I'm just kidding. She wouldn't do that. That would be pretty funny though.
That would have been
Year zero.
Just about BC. It would have been a mix of Palestinian. It would have been a mix of Palestinians, Jews. Sorry, Palestinians, Arabs, Jews, and Christians.
It was a mix of people in this area.
But Palestine.
And that changed over time.
Well, yes, but under.
They got along back then?
Yes. So.
Wasn't it? I don't know my ancient history. Wasn't it the year? Was it 70 BC or AD when like the whole Jewish kingdom fell and Rome like fucked them all up? They were all getting along back then. Is that what we're saying right now, or what? Like.
This is a common misconception. Okay, people think that Muslims, that Arabs and Jews have been feuding for centuries, when in reality.
Wait a minute. How can there be Christians before Jesus?
Well, we're talking
they were
about
like early. They just knew. They had a good feeling.
We're talking about like Jesus. Are you talking about before, like as Jesus was?
There's no way a baby can be born and all of a sudden there's a religion.
What? Bro, there's so much weird. I don't even know what the fuck I'm listening to. I don't even know the.
It's what you call like the dunk brain.
Yes.
When all you're looking for is just something to.
A keyword to get upset about.
Yeah. And she made like 3 paragraphs out of that.
Yeah.
How many paragraphs did you make?
What's the argument then? Is it like if Hamas just convinced enough 17-year-olds to go on the front line, then they should be left alone?
Yeah, I stopped listening to that argument. Sorry. It's
What?
bad.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Hold on. When did you start supporting murdering children?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Wait.
Hamas supporter.
Yeah. When did you start? No. He's a Jew.
sorry.
He's an IOF supporter.
Do you not wait, hold on. Do you not condone? Wait, sorry. Do you not condone Hamas? Answer quickly.
Wait, which one does that mean?
No, you got to answer fast.
Listen, I think both sides have a point.
Do you not condone Hamas? Answer it.
I swear both sides. I think both sides have a point.
So you support both sides.
Yeah.
Careful, Hanukkah Dundee's gonna get you.
I will. Mr. Lycan,
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means I'm running a little bit low on my half
Why
and
did you
half.
just say you're right? Fucking hell. You need a bell next.
Oh my god, that's a good idea. All right, anyways, let's.
Yeah, he has 2 kids.
2 kids.
You want to know what my sister said? My sister's like even more ruthless than I am. She goes, I bet he's so happy that they came out with blonde hair and blue eyes.
Okay.
How do you feel about that? Do you think?
Wait, let's just finish it. It's like 10 more seconds.
All right.
Jesus.
Look at the smile. Big old smile.
That they didn't get the Chinese genetics. That they look like little Aryans. Little Aryan children. You have children. Imagine if someone murdered them under the guise of war and a depraved imperial sycophant such as yourself defended that from the comfort of their safe home.
How do you feel?
Israel has conducted its war opaque.
Who wrote these articles?
This guy is, I think, a fairly well-known author. He's published a couple op-eds.
So her sister called this guy racist for being happy that his kids became blonde.
Well, they both
looking.
did. She's like kind of like playing up
she's
his
calling him
innocence.
racist for. She's saying that he was happy that his kids didn't inherit his Asianness, right?
Lycan, you gotta cut down on the amount of gin you put in these drinks. This is like I can cauterize a wound with this thing.
I don't know what that has to do with this, because like a lot of Asian countries support Israel. Like China supports Israel.
What about Japan?
No. In the United States, I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but there are white people and then everyone else. That's why it's so important when you're white like her to try to like identify as something different or to do whatever you can to like disavow your whiteness as much as possible. Sometimes I might take the form of you bowing in the street and kissing the boots of Black Panthers. Other times it's relentlessly shitting on your own white people. But in the U.S., like every single minority would support Palestine or whatever.
Of course, they are honorable.
under an impression.
Wait, why are we calling her? Why are we calling that comment racist though? If she's, because it sounds like she's calling someone else racist in a really stupid way.
Because she's calling him racist because of an article that he's written, and she's saying that I bet he's happy that his children don't look Asian. That's an unbelievably crazy statement to make.
Yeah, but it's an accusation of racism. It's like an insane accusation of racism against someone else, right?
Yeah, but it's that.
Who's she being racist against?
I would say the guy.
Letterboxd is putting 2 and 2 together
But
right
what's
now
the
in record speed.
how's she being racist against the guy for calling him racist?
I think that if I were to
She's
see,
calling maybe because she's calling him like a self-hating Asian guy because I guess he's Asian.
That's like an Uncle Tom.
No, I think he's white and his wife is Asian.
It's like an Uncle Tom.
No, it's not Uncle Tom, but like let's say there was like a black woman and a white guy, and this white guy wrote an article where he was saying something like I think that apartheid could have been ended better in South Africa or some shit, or it wouldn't even be directly related. Let's say he says something like I think Brexit was a mistake or some bullshit. I don't know. I support Brexit, and I'm like, oh my god, he supports Brexit. I bet he's so happy that his children came out looking white and not black like his wife. That's an unhinged statement to make.
Yeah, it's unhinged. Yeah, I know it's unhinged. People in your chat are saying he's the Asian guy.
Oh, he's Asian?
So is it racist because she's calling him a self-hating Asian? Because I don't think accusing, if you obviously accuse someone of being racist, you would say something like, yeah, you would say, oh, I'll bet you.
Would you call that?
You're proud of your Aryan children because you're ascribing that belief to them.
Oh well, if he's Asian, that makes it even worse. But I feel like it doesn't. I feel like he doesn't even need to be Asian. When you start commenting that a person is happy because of the race of their children without any reason whatsoever, that just feels like a really, or maybe you wouldn't call it racist. What would you call it? That's a really fucking weird comment in my opinion.
Well, she's calling. Yeah, she's like. No, because she's calling him racist because she thinks what he's saying is racist. Like, but that's just.
But he hasn't said anything at all about his kids.
No,
they haven't been
that's what I'm
invoked
saying.
at all,
It's not
right?
There's kids. Yeah, so like she's attacking his family. But I don't think what she's saying is.
If I knew a black person that hung around a lot of white people, and I said, I bet you're so happy that all your friends are white instead of black, or I bet you're glad you don't have any black friends.
If you said that to a black person?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would be accusing him of being like a self-hating black person. But you were saying that it's racist even if the guy's white, or with an Asian wife, not if he's Asian. Because it sounds like she's calling him a self-hating Asian.
Isn't there some level, if it's your children, doesn't that automatically invoke some level of self-hatred because they're literally your offspring? Like, even if you weren't the Asian? Like, if you're saying, I bet you're happy your kids are the race that they are, like that, regardless of which race you are of the parents, that just feels like a...
Okay, so if I falsely accuse Dad of being racist and he marries a mixed race person, and I'm like, I'll bet you're glad the kids turned out white. Am I being racist to him or to his wife or to
You're assuming
the
I'm
kids?
a racist.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're a racist, yeah.
But you're also being a...
Yeah, I'm being a... There's like, that's given, right? She's being a... And she's like illiterate.
She is being a...
Yeah, I feel like the racism is probably the lowest of the 3 accusations you would make against her, based on the...
Well, she also called him a cracker.
She did call him a cracker?
Wait, but
that's
if
our word.
But also,
us
wait,
white
how is
people.
how is the guy a cracker and a self-hating Asian at the same time?
Hey, wait, real
Well,
quick.
she's saying he's got a cracker take, or whatever. Isn't that the idea that she's?
No, she called him a half cracker.
Oh, so is he? Is she calling?
No. She called him a full cracker because she said he was half a graham cracker, which is cracker.
Wait, but a graham cracker
So
is still a whole
is he a mixed race
Wait, now
Asian?
they're saying they're both half Asian. Never mind. Let's
They're
move on to the
half
next thing. Chad is.
Okay.
I should have looked this up because Chad is actually retarded.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, if he's Asian or half Asian, she's being racist in a sense that she's accusing him of being a self-hating Asian.
Real quick, would you call this person an Uncle Roger?
What?
That's
What does Uncle Roger mean? Is that
that's like a very famous, like kind of like
Uncle
Asian.
Roger for Asians,
like versus Uncle Tom.
Okay.
Why would Uncle Roger be for Asians?
You don't know about Uncle Roger?
I've never
Uncle
heard of
Roger.
Uncle Roger.
Hiya. You're talking about a YouTube guy. It would be more. I know who you're talking about. Oh, he's gonna bring it up. Okay.
I'm sorry. Uncle Roger. Well, not everyone knows what it is. That's why
everybody's seen this guy on YouTube because he reviewed Gordon Ramsay stuff. It was you're doing a Reddit tier commentary.
I don't
right
care.
Teacup. Hiya. First step all wrong already.
So this
I
is
am not
Uncle Tom,
confident
Uncle
this
Roger.
video is gonna be good.
All right. Well, do you feel like we've solved this Caroline Kwan issue?
I think she's clearly illiterate, clearly retarded, clearly massively ideologically captured. I don't know if these comments are her being racist. I think they're her like doing a really ridiculous, like out of nothing accusation of racism.
So you're not giving
unless
her...
she's accusing, unless the guy is actually half Asian or Asian, and then she's accusing him of being like a self-hating Asian by saying that he's happy his kids are blonde, right?
So you're not giving her enough agency to be retarded, or sorry, to be racist. You're just saying she's
No,
retarded.
she's got the agency to be racist. I'm just saying what she said.
So she
also
does.
telling him to spell his name differently.
Well, because he's not. Yeah, that's probably different. Yeah, that's a bit more racially loaded than the.
That's racially loaded.
And calling him a cracker.
Yeah,
That's our
it's a
word.
bit
Us 3 white guys.
the Cuban, the Jew,
and saying that he's glad
and
his kids turned out a different race than him. I think we've got the 3 critical elements have been met.
I think so. The council has convened.
You said that was the case even if he was white. I don't get that. I don't know who she's being racist to in that case.
I'm actually
to the kids, maybe. Like
I'm starting to see a flaw in the democratically elected Twitch council for reviewing bans.
Well, no, because we just overruled him. It's 2 on 1.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well. Yeah. That's it. So do you feel like this is?
It doesn't matter. He's already overruled. So.
All right. Do you feel this is warranted of a ban?
That's warranted a ban.
Of a ban.
If the guy's Asian, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll give them maybe.
Okay.
I'd abstain.
Okay.
Wait, is this the guy?
Yeah, I think he is.
Wait.
Asian is. What
Let
are
me
you talking
see.
about?
Let me see.
That
Wait.
guy's
Hold
a-
on. Wait. Copy the link and send it to Lycan.
Listen, she can make those wings.
Never mind. This
however
guy.
big she wants. That she will.
This guy is the most Asian
guy. Outranks her Asianness.
This guy
okay?
is more Asian than she is.
Absolutely.
In every way.
Absolutely.
In every way. But this is also a 2.5 hour video. We don't have time for this. Instead, let's just look at a guilty face. He knows he's guilty. He paid off this law firm. And this guy, who's been here since the beginning, he was instrumental in the payoff, obviously.
Dan, are you saying that you can't hire an outside law firm to do an objective analysis?
Yeah, I think in Canada you can't do that. That's against the law.
No, I'm saying, do you believe that that's not a thing that if most companies do that, it's all bullshit? They're just paying someone with prestige to come out and save their bacon.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's probably not very good for repeat business if when you go and, you know, when you're looking to hire someone to do an outside investigation into your sexual harassment, you're probably not looking for the one that's like, we did an investigation on this company and we found immense sexual harassment. You're probably not hiring that company. You're hiring the one that's cleared like 10 people. I'm guessing.
Maybe, but also if there's a company that cleared somebody and later on something gets released saying that, oh, well, it actually did do that, your company's reputation is probably completely and totally destroyed and nobody's ever going to hire you again or trust anything that you do. So.
Like Mazars?
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly my f***ing point. You just fell into my trap.
I didn't fall into the
You're
trap.
so
what you're
trapped
trying to
right
illustrate
now.
is the fact that you didn't know the name of any of the companies that do
No.
this thing means that if
oh
a
my
company
God.
f***ed up, they
Hold
wouldn't
on.
be revealed.
How do I go to chat?
Hold on, what's the alternative? Should they have done an internal investigation?
Okay. He doesn't know what Mazars is. Do you know what Mazars is?
Okay, so this is like standard practice is when a company has an issue like that, assuming you're not like a massive company with your own massive internal legal team,
Right.
yeah, you're going to hire an external firm to do the investigation.
Right.
This is what everybody does. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Sorry, you got a lot of clicking going on there. I'll let you do the clicking and figure out what's going on. You don't know you don't know the own that just happened on you. Do you know, Mr. Box?
No.
That's okay. Mazars was Trump's accounting firm.
Oh.
That cooked the books and got roasted. And oh my God, it's the end of their business, except it wasn't. And nothing mattered. And they're huge. And they're still getting used by a lot of people because they were willing to cook the books.
Cook the books for what?
Trump, motherfucker.
Trump personally or one of his businesses?
Trump.
Oh, so his personal finances were
Yeah.
being managed by another company. What did they cook the books on?
Everything.
Every single part of his finances was a lie. They forged checks for him. They lied on his PayPal account.
That's what I said.
Oh, so you don't actually know anything about
I
this
do.
thing.
You know what you're doing right now?
Hold on.
Hey,
Wait,
you know what he's doing?
question. No,
he doesn't know. So now he's
okay,
coming
there we
out and he's
go,
asking
there
a
we
lot of
go.
other
So
questions
Dan
to try to
doesn't know
act like he knows what's going
Okay,
on.
so they had one major client.
So you know
Can
nothing.
Can you tell me?
You know
What's
nothing.
one major client they've had after Trump?
Okay, what you're trying to do? You didn't even know the name of this guy.
He doesn't know.
You don't know.
fell
You don't
into
even
the
know who it
hole
was.
That you
didn't know who
realize
this was
I
a
laid
minute
trap at
ago.
the bottom of your hole because
No.
you don't know anything about
I do.
it. The
Sure.
double trap.
I do.
There we go.
You don't.
Okay.
You don't know who this was.
We got it.
You don't know anything. So you just ask questions that
But
are
all
unreasonable
I've
for you
shown
to
is
know.
that neither of us know.
I knew
what
the
an easy
name.
argument.
I knew the name.
Okay.
All right.
You don't
That
even know what they
means
audited. And you know better than to think that somebody's personal finances are the same as their business. Like when
They
people
did
say
both.
like, oh,
They did Trump and for fucking Trump organization, whatever. They got just they were the
oh my
ones.
God.
You don't know.
You know what I just realized?
You realize nothing.
I need an L, a big L, then we can pass it back and forth because you need to be holding a big L right
Really?
now.
Yes. We could do that. You could buy an
I'm
L.
going to buy a box of L's and we're going to give them out.
I don't
to
think you
each
need a
other.
box. I think one would be suitable.
No, it has to be because what
So
if I
you wanna
give you?
You want to give me like 4?
No, because like I might prove because you're going to take another L later on when we argue, and then I should be able to give you a second L.
The problem is when you take an L, you don't take it. You're like, oh, this L, this is actually yours. You want this. You remember, this is worth money. You can have that. That's the type of person you are. When you're wrong, you instead be like, oh yeah, tell me every specific thing. How big was their piece? You don't know? Here's that L for you right there. That's you. Okay.
You didn't even establish an argument.
I
You
did
said-
establish an argument. The
walk
argument.
us through.
Okay, let's go back
Yeah.
to the beginning.
Okay.
The beginning was that if you were a company that did something bad, i.e., faking or forging or giving bad results of an investigation, you would be finished.
But you have a severe impact on your
And I
business, yes.
countered with the fact that Mazars did exactly that for Trump, but seems to be have not affected whatsoever.
When you say seems to be not affected, have they lost any large clients? Do they still deal with large clients?
Not that
Did
I'm
their
aware
revenue
of.
change?
Not that I'm
When
aware
you
of.
said that, you mean you don't have any idea?
Well, I read the news, and I think it would be big news if Mazars started losing clients as a result of this. In fact, I think they probably picked them up because they're like, these Mazars guys, they're pretty based. Our accounting firm sucks. They suck dick.
When you say that Mazar cooked the books for Trump, were they charged with a crime?
I think that what Mazars did, if I had to remember, because I'm more educated on this than you are, is that Mazars did not do diligence and instead used actual figures given directly by Trump instead of using their own objective analysis. And that could have been for things of value of real estate, that could have been for values of portfolios. Instead of doing their own independent appraisals, they were using the values given directly to them by Trump, so as to keep him as a client. Here's that L for you, right here.
Well, it sounds like what Dan is giving right now, and this is just in my cursory.
Oh, that's okay. If you can go ahead and read
it. Sounds
it.
like what Dan is doing is he's giving the statements that Trump's lawyers gave to the court, where Trump's lawyer said, well, actually, the accounting firm is the one that made all the mistakes. They should have done more due diligence, but it seems like they didn't do that. So my client actually has no responsibility here. They should have checked harder. Yeah, but I don't know. I'd have to read into this case. Apparently, you haven't.
Yeah,
so.
well, I mean, I've done more than you.
Yeah, but now, like in my 2 seconds of reading on Google, apparently I've done more than you.
Got you. So you're more educated. The guy who didn't know the name a minute ago, but that's
well,
fine.
I suppose you're the guy who didn't know what they were involved in cooking.
I did. I knew everything.
Wait, what were they involved in cooking?
Oh, so I'm sorry.
Wait, what were they involved in cooking?
The books.
Oh, all of them.
Yeah.
Like his fiction books on his books, like his Harry Potter books, or
yeah, did you know? Speaking of which, apparently Trump. I don't know how true this is. See, here's the thing. I don't want to be a victim of fake information, but apparently, from what I've heard, Trump has fake time covers of him. Do you think that's real?
Where'd you learn that?
I've read it on something.
He might.
He might have that. Is that weird to do that?
Don't CEOs have oil paintings of themselves in their houses?
I'm not saying having an oil painting of yourself.
Yeah, fake. What's a
fake time magazine
that
you
put
put.
Worse than having an oil
Dan,
painting
that's
of yourself?
worse. Dan, it's for motivation.
No,
that's what you're striving towards.
That's like Donald Trump Man of the Year, but it didn't actually happen. That's cringe.
Do you know that Lockheed Martin got permission from Fast Company to use their cover, and they had it big blown up with the F-35 on it, and they used it for a meeting to discuss what is this article going to talk about 10 years from now, to do goal setting and make sure they were in alignment and thinking about the future. Maybe that's all Trump was doing.
I should have Time magazines right here of me, fake. That's like a thing to aspire towards.
You know, when I wake up, I've got a big screenshot of my YouTube channel, but it says 8 million subs because I'm one day. What's wrong with that?
How many subs do you have right now?
Across both channels?
Oh, you have 2 channels. You're so big, you need 2 channels.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, what's the difference between the 2 channels you have? So you have Loner Box.
One's a video essay channel, the other one's a live stream segment channel.
Oh my God, 140,000 subscribers. So you're doing one video roughly every 2 months. How do you feel about that output?
No, I stopped doing videos regularly.
I can see that.
Ago, yeah.
Well, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you average that out, even going back.
We'd usually do one a month, yeah.
Well, we go back a year, and there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You've done 9 videos in the last year. You feel that's acceptable for what these people expect from you?
Yeah, because I was mostly doing streaming.
In streaming.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of fangirls?
I have had in the past.
You have?
Yeah.
But not anymore. Did you abuse them and then send them packing or something? Why had?
Well, I just sent them packing. I didn't abuse them. What the fuck?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, you said you had them and then no more. Something happened, obviously.
Yeah, I just don't know how I feel about
the parasocial
thing with fans. Yeah.
Hold on, wait. Is there a single person besides Trump's legal team that's accused Mazar of wrongdoing? Mazar's a wrongdoing?
Do you see how mad he is? He's furious that I knew something that he didn't know. He's going to spend the next 6 days, the entire time you're in Israel, he's going to be learning about the Mazars scandal.
No, I'm not. I've learned enough. You have no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
I don't think anybody's accused him of any wrongdoing whatsoever. Only Trump's legal team did in order to shield Trump from liability.
That's not true.
That is true.
You want to make a bet right now?
No, I want you to tell me who else.
No, I want you to make a bet. You seem really fucking confident, so let's do this. Real bet right now.
Real bet on what?
Real money. if Mazars has been accused of doing wrongdoing by anyone besides Trump, if Mazars has done something wrong.
Someone credible.
Sure.
Okay, $20.
That's it? $20? We're millionaires. $100. $100. What?
I'm right. I know I'm right.
Okay, that's easy.
That is.
I thought this was the Stephen, Destiny, Kenneth, Bonnell.
Are we watching this video? What video did we bring up?
That said, if someone's not willing to put money to their statements, you can throw it to the fucking wind. That's what he said. Of course, that doesn't.
You know,
apply.
a few months ago, some guy was like trying to bet me $5,000 for random statements
About what?
I wish I'd taken them now because he was fucking lying to me.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have collected, of course.
Wait, which guy?
History Speaks. Yeah.
Oh, History Speaks. Yeah.
So what is the deal with this History Speaks individual? Go ahead and pull up History Speaks.
Very obsessive anti-fan.
Oh, of you?
Me, Destiny.
And Destiny.
People don't know this, but this guy actually reached out to me like, I want to say 6 or 7 years ago. And he wanted to do debates with Nick Fuentes and other people. He told me back then, like 6 or 7 years ago, that he was like a PhD scholar and that he wanted to like argue against the Nazi historical revisionism or something. We had to talk on and off like since then, and then that's how we already knew each other. So he could DM me on Skype to jump on and
Skype, the good old days.
Yeah.
So this guy, what's the deal with his channel? Where is he on the spectrum? Not the autism spectrum, but the political spectrum.
He just sounds like any ordinary like random retard.
Okay, but right or left?
Well, it's just he's like on that pro-Palestinian thing. I don't know if he's right or left. He's just.
Isn't that weird? A little bit. You have no idea if this guy is a Nazi or a communist.
He's not a Nazi. He's probably to the left, but that's not relevant. He's just super pro-Palestinian here, I think.
You remember you used to have fights? You seem to always have fights with cartoon characters. Like, do you remember there was the attorney one? Obviously the squirrel, but then there was the attorney. Who was the attorney?
Huh? The one with the goofy.
The goofy, the duck.
I don't remember what his name. I don't believe that guy was a real lawyer.
And he got really, he or she got really mad because you took the bar exam. And they were
didn't take the bar.
Or not the
like
bar,
did one section of the LSAT. Yeah.
Yes. And they were like shocked.
They weren't shocked. I think they were just, everybody was like on full memes for that.
They were.
Okay.
It was this guy.
Respectable lawyer.
Goofy dude.
Goofy.
He'll just take like basically the far left position on everything.
But I don't get why you don't think these people don't have
Wait a second. Hold up. Goofy is gone.
Huh?
November 6th, 2022. That's it.
What are you saying?
I don't get why you don't think these people don't have the qualifications that they say they have.
Well,
I feel
for this
like
guy, he said that he was like currently practicing, like he was taking cases and everything, but he tweets so much. How the f does he have time to do his legal work while also tweeting constantly? What is he?
If you work an 8-hour day, then you tweet while you're working, and then you tweet after you get home from work. Like,
you don't know.
Possible.
Steve doesn't know about real work.
It's the same with like History Speaks and all that. Like, people can get PhDs in any of these subjects and still be f***ing insane, right? Or they can actually just do the thing where they uncritically quote certain sources, like even some pop historians or like human rights reports, and they can get away with that, right?
I guess maybe.
Yeah.
But I just feel like I have slightly higher expectations.
Do you?
Yeah, you do. But have you ever seen those people? Oh, every now and then, I used to meet people who had music degrees. I was like, fuck, this guy's got a music degree. He's really serious. And they couldn't play for shit.
Well, hold on. Were they education degrees or?
They maybe even performance degrees at times. Or
performance degree couldn't play for shit?
Like, maybe not performance degrees couldn't play for shit, but they would play like pretty average. Like, it's possible to play quite average. Because again, maybe even if you get your degree and you don't practice for 6 months, you're going to fall way behind, right?
Yeah, I guess it depends on what the degree was in and what kind of player they are, yeah.
You know what? I think we probably have some call-ins waiting that are interested in.
Jeff says that History Speaks guy is on the line.
No shot.
That's what Jeff said in chat, yeah.
All right, bring him in.
Well, he was in his DMs. I don't know if he's like in Discord ready to go.
Well, my name is Jeff.
Let me make sure he's
ready.
ready.
This is a classic. Where's it from? What movie? Quick.
Borat.
No.
Yeah.
21 Jump Street.
You don't know. Lycan, you stupid motherfucker.
21 Jump Street.
He didn't know.
Obviously.
And you.
Everybody knows that.
You
Everybody
didn't
knows
know.
I knew
you
that. Of course
didn't
I
know.
did. Yeah. You should have bet me on it.
God damn it.
Yeah. Well, it was a good bit. All right.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wait.
And it's not even 21 Jump Street. It's 22 Jump Street. Dipshit.
It's not. What happened to Jesse Smollett?
Isn't he in jail? I don't know.
Is he in jail? What do you think should have happened to Jesse? Mr.
I
Fox.
forget what he did. Didn't he lie about some kind
He
of...
did lie about some racial crazy shit.
Yeah.
He said like some people like tried to fuck him up and like do some shit with a noose or something. What do you think should happen to him?
If it's defamation, like fine, maybe.
I think it's
short jail
perjury
term.
and like wasting time for.
Yeah. It's a lie. It's reporting a fake crime that never happened and riling everyone up.
I feel like you can find someone for that. I don't know if we would jail someone for that because it's not like they're not a threat to society.
Oh, I forgot. You're not an American.
No, I'm
gotcha.
not American, yeah. Oh, sorry. I think you should actually get 200 years in the electric chair. Yeah. Okay.
In the electric chair. Let me posit you with something. You've heard of the would you rather be in the woods with a random man or a bear? And people are like, oh, I'd rather have the bear, the women. Yeah, you've heard that? I'm just curious. What do you think? How would things change if they said, would you rather be in the woods with a bear or a random black man?
I don't know.
You don't want to answer that question?
I mean, I imagine people would probably give a more, like, they maybe lean further into the bear, right? Because of racism, right? Like, would they?
No.
I don't think he's aware of the bear man discourse.
You don't know anything about bear man discourse.
I just thought, all I know of bear man discourse is that a bunch of women said they'd rather be in the woods with a bear.
Okay, yes, that's the thing. But the idea is that if you say, would you rather be in the woods and a random black man appears or a random bear?
Oh, and then
the
idea is to say black man because they don't want to, because
Exactamundo.
It's like that one tweet with the weird, like, mentally ill 17-year-old, and they're like, when I say kill all men, I mean all men.
Yeah.
And then the person replies, and like, even George Floyd? And then they're like, what the f is wrong with you?
That is
oh,
classic.
God. You know what I thought of today?
What? Oh, something racist.
Independently. No one helped
all
me
by
with it.
yourself, with no help.
Daily Wire film. It's a remake of 12 Angry Men.
Yes.
Hey, if you want to see the full episode of this, go to patreon.com/anything else for great content like this and more.
Yeah, you're missing 2 hours, dumbass.
Maybe.
This is only 1 hour. There's 2 hours more.
We have no idea how many hours.
All right.
Daily Wire film. It's a remake of 12 Angry Men.
Yes.
But it's the guy is clearly guilty. The defendant is clearly guilty, and he's black. But the all-white panel of 12 hyper-woke people doesn't want to convict.
That feels like that could probably
Apart from one enlightened
that's a good idea.
Debate bro called Chad McMichelson has to convince them to.
Oh, he's Irish.
To actually, that is an American name.
No, McMichelson.
It's an American Chad Mick.
It's
M-I-C-K.
me, Chad McMichelson.
No, M-I-C-K.
I'm gonna find my pot of gold.
Chad Michelson has to convince them to convict.
How about like Chad Smith?
And then at the end, some really ultra woke guy like breaks down and cries like, "I don't care if he's black."
That would be good, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck, that would be
I'm
that would be
taking
a
royalties for that.
All right,
It'll be fucking shit.
We should have a
but
segment
it'll
where
be-
we make up bullshit ass movie ideas. That would be a Kino fucking movie.
That would be all right.
No, that would be a fucking Kino movie.
That would be the.
That would be. It would be. It would have to. The guy would be Gene. What's the name of the main actor?
Hackman.
Hackman.
Gene Hackman.
That would have to be Ben Shapiro, right? It would
Yeah,
have to be.
okay, yeah,
Obviously, right?
Yeah.
Your feelings don't matter. All right, listen. We're gonna press play on this. You guys ready?
Half the judges would be trans.
Shut up.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a total. Yeah, fuck. Even in the
So many
jury,
guys.
there's a trans woman, but like
Yeah,
they still
hold on.
call the film 12 Angry Men because they're trying to say that trans women aren't women.
Oh, the title would be 12 Angry Men in quotation marks. Oh my God.
What is wrong with you?
Or 12 Triggered Men. 12 Triggered Men.
You would just call it
Men,
Triggered is the movie.
No, 12 Triggered. It has to be. So you see the.
12 Triggered Men does not roll off the tongue.
It's not.
That's a shit movie. We would just call it Triggered.
No, it has. You have to have the analog.
You have to paraphrase the original film.
Okay, instead of 12 Angry Men, 12 Angry Trans Men.
Why do they all have to be trans?
Well, because it is. In this one, they're all trans men.
12 Angry Thems.
Oh, that is good. That's good.
it.
They thems.
Oh my God.
We got everything there. You got racism, you got the fucking transphobia, yeah.
That's really basically up Steve's alley. We got a caller? Rabbit R1 is a scam product. It's a YouTube video to put up.
What's Rabbit R1?
It's like the shitty fucking device, I think. It's either the...
It sounds like a vibrator.
It's like the hollow projector thing. It's like a shitty chat GPT, and you're like, show me where a restaurant is, and then you hold out your hand. It's either that one or
It's the
another
one
one.
that's supposed to be able to like make appointments for you and shit.
It's like chat GPT in a device.
Okay.
I think. Well, there's a video for you to pull up there, Big L.
Yeah, I got you.
I would hand the L to you to liken right now if I could.
You would, except you were wrong, so.
I'm not wrong.
There are 10 different fucking links. Oh, you just want the random rabbit. All right, cool. Well, don't fucking stop talking.
I'm waiting for you to pull up the fucking video.
Why do companies go public, Steven?
Section 12G of the Security Exchange Act of 1934 calls for issuers of securities to register with the SEC and begin public dissemination of financial regulations within 120 days of the end of the fiscal year. New regulations now require anyone who has over 2,000 shareholders.
So you have 2,000 if you have over 2,000 shareholders.
So that can be an employee. That means
you
some
have to
dipshit.
make you have to make public disclosures.
Okay.
No, you have to go public.
No, you don't. You retard.
Okay.
Read the rest of what you're reading. Okay. You have to start making public disclosures. But the reason why people don't typically do it as a private company is because why would you have to invite that much scrutiny and why would you do that much paperwork for your company, right? You typically don't want to do that. So you keep your investor count low enough that you're not being forced to make public
Wait, I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. So are you saying something different? It sounds like you said a f***ing retard, but then you at the end you said so you keep it under that number.
Yes, you keep it under the number.
I'm sorry. So you can't attract talent. So I can't offer any.
Well, you could
employees.
also offer money. You know, you can do that too.
Oh,
you can
gotcha,
you can
gotcha.
give money.
I understand.
You know, you
So
can
basically,
pay people.
you're wrong. So basically, you're wrong. You're wrong. But you're coming up with examples, and you can't give me any example of any fucking company that does this because there isn't any.
What do you mean? Twitter was public and went private again.
Yeah, people at Twitter got stock options. Yes. Give me a company that doesn't. Go on.
Nothing is
one
forcing
company.
you to pay
Give me
stock
one.
options.
One
You don't
company.
have to pay that.
One company that doesn't give stock options. Go. Come on. I'm just one. There's millions of companies. Give me one. One, Steven.
I can't think of those companies because all I know are publicly traded companies, Dan.
That's how I feel right now.
Companies
That's what you do. I'm giving you the Steve right now. I'm giving you the Steve.
He's basically saying like, hey, give me the name of a person you've never heard of before. Can you give me the name of a person you've never heard of? No, you can't name a person you've never heard of before. So no, I can't do that. That's right.
Wait, hold on. Just to be clear, so looking this up, they do they do have to start reporting after 2000, but they do not have to IPO.
That's correct. Yep, that's what I said. Don't worry. Dan's catching up.
Boy, you must be truly desperate to be waiting for the like and save.
It's just I don't need to wait for
Do
anything.
not belittle me. I will hit the stop streaming button.
You guys are
actually
wrong.
You want to know what a big company that attracts a lot of talent that doesn't have publicly traded stuff? Valve. Boom. One of the highest employee to compensation ratios of any company on the planet.
Netflix is one of the highest.
What does Valve do?
What? Hold on. You said that's not true. That can't be one of the highest because this is one of the highest. What do you think one of the means?
I don't think it's in the top 100.
Okay, let's check.
Sure.
Top 100 companies
by employee compensation.
Stock compensation or just in general?
No, compensation.
Why does my return key not work sometimes on my iPad, guys?
Because it's trying to save you from getting demolished by
sometimes
my
magic
superior
keyboard
logic.
enter key is not working. I don't know if it's because I pushed something on the stream, guys. I don't know why.
So you have to stay behind in technology.
I have to stay what?
You have to stay behind so they can fix this shit.
Oh, now it worked. I don't know why.
By the way, the rabbit thing's on the screen.
Well, let's get the audio. Start from actually, you know what? Hold on. I got it. Don't worry, Lycan.
This thing I like that DJ
Higher a little bit.
Carry around with you in your pocket like a smartphone. I'd say it's about the size of a stack of Post-its maybe, but it's this lightweight plastic cube designed by Teenage Engineering. And boy, do people love some Teenage Engineering right now. And it's super, I mean, you can tell exactly what it is from a mile away. This thing is very recognizable. Thing has one button on the right side. That's the one you press and hold to ask it questions. And then instead of a projector, it actually does have a built-in screen here. And instead of built-in cellular, it has a SIM card tray right alongside that USB Type-C port for charging. I'd say it does seem to send basically every single question. But I will say it does feel significantly quicker to answer questions than the humane AI can. Now, that is a very, very low bar to clear, but it's consistent. It's consistent. How far away is the moon?
The average distance between Earth and the moon is approximately 384,400 kilometers.
You can connect headphones by Bluetooth or turn the built-in speaker all the way up like I have, but it also shows you the text of your answer on the screen right underneath this bouncing rabbit.
All right, where's the scam part?
Fact,
it's also bad.
Bad at a lot of stuff.
Okay, so listen, to be clear, this is a physical device.
I can tell that because he was holding it in his hand physically.
You're fast.
I'm
You're
good at
fast.
this, yeah.
I like how quick
pick it up quickly. Okay.
I like how quick you put those things together like that. That was like.
Wait, what is the point of this?
It's a fucking device that like basically runs ChatGPT and nothing else, and they're charging an unseen amount of money.
Is it connected to the internet?
Yeah.
This list is gonna sound pretty familiar. Somehow the battery life is just as bad as a humane pin. It has a 1,000 milliamp hour battery inside, and it's brutally bad. Like, it's already bad enough when you're carrying around a whole other device alongside your smartphone. But when this one can sit in front of you doing nothing, and the battery just visibly is draining and dies in like 4 hours, then you have to charge it multiple times per day, and it's still dead when you wake up in the morning. Like, it's just exhausting. Also, it took 45 minutes to charge this tiny battery from 0 to 100. And it's also just straight up missing a ton of what I would consider just basic features. Like, you can't set alarms, can't set timers, you can't record videos, can't record photos, can't send emails. There's no calendar built in. There's just a lot of things that I would want an assistant to do, not here. And of course, being an AI assistant, it also does still hallucinate and confidently answer questions wrong. Like, my baseline of asking a question that I know the answer to, and then getting the wrong answer happens all the time. Just one of the downfalls of this category. So this device was designed by Teenage Engineering, and they're really leaning into that. Like that's why, I mean, it's this bright orange. It is really quirky, friendly-looking device, I would say, intentionally. But yeah, they really love their analog controls. This scroll wheel here doesn't surprise me, but it's actually really pause for a second. First of all, one of the really scary things about that Teenage Engineering company is because they were trying to attract so much talent, they hired 501 employees, and they accidentally had to go public. They weren't keeping track of the stock options that they were issuing, and that's part of the reason why this company got so fucked.
Hey, shut the fuck up. History Speaks is here to talk. All right, bring him in. Shut the fuck up, Steven, you stupid motherfucker. You're wrong, and the more you laugh about it, you just embarrass yourself, okay? What did Norman Finkelstein say about Steve? What did he say?
He said you better not hire 499 employees and give them stock options.
You actually are a fantastic moron. You actually are.
Hey.
All right.
Hefe, bring him in.
All right, we have History Speaks here to talk to you.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get this shit on the road.
Why are they called Teenage Engineering?
That's fine. Go ahead, Mystery.
I just got goaded by the schoolyard taunts, so I guess
that's all right. Let's get.
None of us are here.
Do you wait? First off, do you have the mens rea to compete and talk right now with whatever is going on? So make sure you know.
I don't think I ever got into I don't think I ever got into the mens rea conversation.
Okay.
Maybe I don't remember.
Okay.
I guess the one thing I always with Destiny is like, other than the moral thing, which isn't that interesting, I don't think to people. The problem I have with your commentary in the war mainly is that you just don't correct when you make mistakes, when you make factual errors. Like, when you know you make factuals, like that stupid debate we did the other day where we're just screaming like children. Like you were wrong on the premise of that stupid discussion. You just wouldn't admit it and move on, and we couldn't have a conversation. Like you were wrong that they didn't do a log-arm conflict analysis. Like you're wrong on that debate that the average civilian to combatant ratio was 9-to-1 in war. You were wrong that that the cookies were used for. You changed it to sugar to make it more plausible. But you're wrong that cookies were used for rockets. Like you were wrong today that they didn't bomb a refugee camp with these small munitions, which they did. It's just like that's what's frustrating. It's like the lack of honesty and good faith, you know.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I talk to you.
Like,
don't worry.
if you look at my feed, I admit when I make mistakes, like all the time.
Oh, okay.
There's a difference.
Damn, must be a lot of tweeting you do then.
Listen, you see how he's not engaging with you? First off, I agree with you. He does confidently not go in and acknowledge his mistakes, and it's true, and he says them, and then he glosses over them. And there's plenty of them that in the past that you can point to. I don't know why he does it. Why? You know, it would make you so much more human to just admit that they didn't use cookies to make rockets. You know they didn't make cookies. You know, there was no cookies.
Well, the Keebler Alpha ones had a lot of sugar in them, I think.
Not that much sugar, and they got salt in it. And who's doing the separation? It seems like a lot of work to do that.
It's a lot lot of chemistry work.
Yeah.
They ship in the MyStar chemistry sets or whatever.
I don't
Yeah. You also got from the John Spencer.
Don't mind if I do your job for you. Do you think, so the report on the Great March of Return, they do have a section where they say that they were applying not only IHL as well as policing law, but also that they said that was Israel's terms too, and they were going to go by Israel's terms. They claim to do that, right, Stephen?
Sure, but let's not change the subject.
He hasn't read the reports, so I don't know. I read the entire. Sure. So what they said was that for basically the entirety of their analysis, they basically applied policing event things. And one of the ways that they do that is they go through in the beginning of trying to say, well, do we think that Israel is still an occupying power or not? They give a 3-point test for how you can figure that out, which Israel would fail all 3 of those points, meaning they're not an occupying power. But then they just say like, but we don't actually agree with these, and we think that they're an occupying power. And then they refer to like 2 UN resolutions that like in one sentence say Israel in the occupied territories. Is their argument for it. They also don't utilize the CCF as a continuous combat function for quote unquote civilians on the ground. So this is the way that they basically look at it.
Despite referencing ICJ guidelines that do actually recognize
guys, we want limited time with this dude.
Yeah, but the question is obviously like they did claim to go by IHL because they said that even by IHL we only found one person which may have been doing direct participation facilities, and that was the guy who was firing a rifle.
So let's not change the subject to whether the report is right or wrong, blah blah. What's frustrating is like we had this whole screaming fest over an issue where I was right, you knew I was right. It's not even that important an issue. Well, it is important, but it's not that important in the grand scheme of things of the conflict. whether they use this, and we just couldn't get past it.
Well,
And,
they
and
didn't.
the other examples they used.
Wait, hold on. Well, just real quick on this. So they didn't analyze this as like two parties to an armed conflict. They analyzed it as a policing event. That's why if you read the full report, they'll put a box on the left where they say like this is okay under an armed conflict, and on the right they'll say this is okay under a policing event, and then they
only say one is justified under IHL as well.
No, they only say that one was analyzed as an armed conflict, as an armed conflict event. That's what they say. They don't say only one is justified.
Okay. Yes, they do. The UN does. You can disagree with them.
I literally just read this on stream. The whole fucking, well, I read the first, I think, 100 pages on stream, and then there's another 100 you want to read afterwards. But they go through, if you look in the first, I think it's around like paragraph 100 to 150. They go through their justification for why they decide to use this as a policing event. One is they disregard any CCF, continuous combat function. And the second is that they view it as a policing event because they're still an occupier to this particular thing. And then they go and they say that the only way that you can kill somebody with any amount of justification has to be with respect to protecting the lives of your police officers. They don't view the fence as like a military objective. Hold on, let me finish real quick. If you want my opinions, let me finish. They don't view like the fence as like a military objective, or they don't consider any of the civilians that are breaching the fence or anything as people that are parties to an armed conflict, or that are doing the it's DHL direct or DPH, direct participation in hostilities, because they view it as a policing event. They don't view it as like an armed conflict for how they do their analysis.
Correct, but they don't think this should be generally analyzed, except that one person in terms of IHL. Yet they
I agree with you. That's my
directly.
disagreement, though. I think that's ridiculous. Okay. Yeah.
But sure, you can disagree with the report, but the point is, the report said there's only one justified under IHL, assuming everything's IHL.
Wait, hold on.
So,
when you say that, do you think that what they're saying there is if you analyze the entire thing under IHL, there would only be one?
You're changing the subject.
No, I'm just trying to figure out what you're saying.
Yeah,
I don't think you understand. Are you saying that if you
saying,
analyze
correct.
the entire thing as an armed conflict, there would only be one justifiable
I'm saying
killing?
I'm saying that's what they are saying. The report is saying.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You just don't understand then. That's not what they're saying. First, you have to figure out if something counts for like an IHL analysis, and only one event counted for that. They don't analyze the entire thing as an armed conflict and then say that only one thing would like be okay. They analyze the vast majority of it, except for I think one discrete event, as just a policing thing.
They analyze, they apply both analyses to all the events.
No, they don't. No, that wouldn't make sense. You
Have.
can't apply both to all of it. That's not how that works. No, that's not true.
You can legal documents all the time use hypotheticals. So they say, even if this is considered X, which we don't think it should be considered X, they don't, right?
Oh, well, can you point that out to me in the report?
Yeah, I'll find a quote before we end our conversation.
Okay, well, I read it, so I could. If you want me to, I can go and give you some, because I remember, because I just read this like 3 days ago, if that's what you would like me to do.
Okay. Well, let's go to the other I'll find a quote. Let's go to our other example. So 9-1 civil. So that's ridiculously wrong. Stalingrad genocidal. Urban warfare was not 9-1 civilian to combatants kill ratio. I think you got that from John Spencer, who's a pretty big charlatan.
No, actually, I got that off
of.
I think that is incorrect, but the reason why I just trusted it implicitly is because it came off a UN press release site where they said that the casualty.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. It's a popular myth. I believe it would appear in that because it's a popular myth of military history. But like, it doesn't matter that you're wrong. I've made mistakes in this.
No. I don't make. I'm not making mistakes like you make mistakes, though.
That's a huge error, though.
You just accused me of believing a guy who's a hack, and then when I pointed out, no, I got this on a UN website, you said, oh yeah, well it came from. Oh well, then do you see how you just hold on? Do you admit that you just completely changed?
Why are you changing the subject?
No. Can you admit this, that you just completely changed how you felt about where that fact came from when I told you where it came from? You initially said I took it from John Spencer, a guy who's known to not be trustworthy.
I'm happy to take your word for it. Like, it's not relevant.
No, it is, but hold on. You started off by accusing...
I was wrong about where you got...
Okay, yeah, I'm good. You can do loaner box for the rest. You can do loaner box for the rest. You're a joke. I don't think you have any like formal education background at all. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, you can take a loaner box. Go for it.
Okay, so do you want to do a bet on that? Like, I'm a PhD student. I don't know why I keep saying I am a PhD, but I'm a PhD student.
What was your thesis
I have
on?
a master's degree. My thesis is on the movement of Jewish migrants from and refugees from Nazi-occupied Europe and Nazi Germany before the war to the Arab world during the Second World War, and also to
that's a really long title. And I dropped out of high school, just to be clear.
Yeah, so you want to bet that I'm a... I mean, I don't know why you're obsessed with your credentialism, but like, I'll be happy to prove like it wouldn't be difficult. I mean, I could do it in 5 minutes. So are you gonna say you're wrong, or do you want to bet like $5,000?
I just don't feel like you're right. If you are, it's pretty sad, but yeah. But go ahead, Loner Box.
Do you want me to jump in or not?
Yeah, go for it.
I mean, do you want to talk to me, History Speaks? Because last time you spoke to me, you just kind of used me as a proxy to fight your Destiny demons, but you can talk to me if you want.
Okay.
You want to talk to me? Hey, you want an easier target? I don't know anything.
No, because I would even say, because the way I understood the Great Watch of Return report was that the Human Rights report did say the Commission agreed with the government of Israel's assertion that the two legal paradigms set out previously, the IHRL-based law enforcement paradigm and the IHL-based conduct hostilities paradigm, applied in parallel to the demonstration. So it seems to me like they did claim to be doing it on Israel's terms. They just got a wildly different result, which I think is quite easy to disagree with.
Yeah, sure. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry, real quick. Wait. Can you meet him? Hold on, because my stream is listening. I want them to understand what's actually happening. Okay, when Israel says that there are two events running in parallel, what they're saying is that there is an armed conflict happening in general between Hamas and Israel, and they're saying that there is an event that might be a policing event. These two events are running in parallel. Now, when the UN does their analysis of what's going on the ground, when they're opting for, you can basically analyze it as an IHL event or as a policing event. And for every single instance except for one discrete event, they opt for the policing analysis. Now, what other people are saying, or History Speaks saying, what History Speaks is saying is that, well, no, they use both modes of analysis. No, they're choosing between both modes, and they opt for the policing one in every single circumstance except for one particular event. But they say under that event, this is probably like an armed conflict. We don't know if it's good or not under the armed conflict analysis because we're not doing an armed conflict analysis here. We're doing a policing analysis on everything else. That's my understanding.
Wait, but didn't they say that under IHL only one person may be considered DPH, and it was the guy who was firing a gun?
Yes,
so
but
if the guy firing a gun is maybe, no one else is
That's my whole point, and I'm right.
But the issue is what you consider it to be. So the question would be: is if you consider it to be an invasion, like if this is like a form of like breaching the barrier, and that's an armed conflict.
Oh, that's not
now, for instance, hold on. Now,
all I'm saying, both analysis.
I need to. This guy's retarded. What I'm saying is that, like, in a policing event, if a guy is setting a tire on fire, you can't shoot that guy. That's you're the police. You have to arrest him. You can't just shoot him. But if it's a military operation and it's armed conflict, you can very easily make the argument that that civilian is now a militant because he's directly participating in hostilities to confer a concrete advantage to the advancing military on your border, and you could shoot and kill him.
Okay.
So if you analyze it as an armed conflict thing, you can shoot and kill people setting tires on fire. But if it's a policing event, every single one of those shots is not okay.
Yeah. I'll argue with that. I'll argue with you on that in a minute.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Speaks. Why did I call that 15-year-old a militant? On Twitter, you said that I was being a fucking sick piece of shit for calling that guy a militant. Yeah. Why?
I wanted to specifically talk about Destiny making huge factual errors, like saying 90% of people killed in war.
You tweeted me and you tagged me in it. Why did I say that 15-year-old was a militant?
Because they attacked the fence.
No, why did I say no? Like you saw that in a 30-second clip.
The tire or something.
You saw a 30-second.
I don't remember the details.
With my Obsidian notes in there. You were confident enough to tweet about it and tag me in it, and let people fucking spread it around like I'm okay with killing kids who like punch at a fence.
You're justifying massacre.
Why did I say he was a militant? Why is my opinion that he's a militant?
Facts this. I've been focused on 85 other things since 3 weeks ago.
Again, you went at me for it. You've used that clip. If you don't know, just say you don't know, so I can tell you why.
I don't remember something I wrote. I mean, like, you have not been on my mind particularly. Yeah, you did justify killing a kid who attacked.
Don't dodge the question. Why did I say he was a militant? Do you see how you do the same thing?
Why
it's like pulling fucking teeth to get you to admit that you made a mistake.
Wait, hold on. Doing the same thing. Excuse me, bitch.
So okay. Destiny cannot admit that he was wildly wrong about the percentage of civilians killed in war, which is just
an
blatant.
example.
I don't even know about wildly wrong on that, by the way.
Okay, so set an example. Why did I say the 15-year-old was a militant? Do you know or not?
I don't remember this from 3 weeks. I believe you said it was because she was attacking the fence or something.
It's because he was claimed by the Al-Quds Brigades. He was a member of the Al-Quds Brigades, PIJ.
No.
This isn't. No. There's a fucking photograph of him in the uniform in the clip that you used.
I wouldn't have said that if this person was claimed by a brigade on the website.
Damn.
And if they were, this is not an accurate representation of what I said.
This is not what you said. That I was accusing him of being a militant for what? Just being 15 and attacking a fence.
We're justifying. So
holy shit.
What specific tweet are you talking about? Like, flag the tweet.
You want me to find the tweet right now? Are you trying to divert from the fact that you said being 15 and attacking a fence doesn't make you a militant?
I don't remember this particular thing. I remember Destiny justifying killing a 14-year-old, like an 8th grade girl who attacked the fence. Yeah, I remember that discreetly. I don't remember this tweet about you.
Again, I called.
I literally
the
do not
clip that you
remember writing a
spread,
tweet
I
about
called him a
you.
militant because he was
No,
in the
okay,
Al-Quds
what is it?
brigades.
I don't remember this. I literally don't remember. Maybe I did. I literally do not remember tweeting this.
Okay, maybe you did. That's
Please
fine.
provide the tweet.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I didn't.
No, I was saying what you
I
said.
remember tweeting about Destiny just fine killing a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah,
Which
you're
I
just-
I remember that.
Topic over
I
there,
do
okay,
not
that's
remember tweeting it, which is insane. But look, my problem is I think both you guys are dishonest. You don't admit when you make at least. I don't know about you, Lauren, because I haven't followed you that much, but Destiny makes huge mistakes, cooks rockets, 9-to-1 ratio and more, and doesn't admit it. And even today, he said they can bomb the refugee camp. They did.
They did.
After the Great March of Return, you said you misstated the number of injuries, never credit. You just say falsehoods and don't correct it, which is why you're dishonest.
Based.
And it's a really simple argument.
Based and PhD pilled.
Okay, one other point I want to make about the war guys. So you don't believe that, you clearly don't believe the report about Where's Daddy, where they're bombing to death whole families, or they did at least in the early months of the war, to kill a single Hamas fighter, which would obviously be either crime against humanity or at least huge violation of proportionality. What do you make of the fact, so like there was a commission that I believe the Biden administration commissioned to prepare their report where they said it's likely, very watered down language, where they said it's likely Israel's committing war crimes, that believed this story from 972 magazine because they found in the first month of the war, the majority of the 11,000 fatalities, a really insane amount of fatalities for 1 month of war, like on pace to kill 7% of the population a year. You guys justify that, that's great. But the majority of the fatalities came from 825 families. Doesn't that seem to provide, as these experts said, corroboration for the Where's Daddy program, that they're bombing to death whole families, and that's to kill a single militant, junior militant, and that's why there's the majority of deaths from 825 families.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Just don't care. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. True, I do agree with that.
And when you guys are exposed for having justified crimes against humanity, we're not talking about genocide, talking about crimes against humanity, massacre, what the ICC is saying. That'll be funny. I mean, like these aren't fringe people saying this. You guys just can't think for yourselves. You think Israel Western man good. You're not like looking. Wait, they killed 11,000 people.
Stop. Let me ask you a question real quick. Have you ever seen the movie Harry Potter before?
I didn't watch the film. I read the books. I like the books when I was younger.
You know in the books where there's the train station where it's like, was it like train station?
Platform 9 3/4.
Platform 9 3/4. Are you familiar with that platform?
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't know if I want to do this or not, Steve.
Yeah.
What can I do for ya?
Okay, so I want you to imagine that.
If you're doing something witty, you gotta be quicker than this, by the way.
What's
so my mother is calling. 1 second. I'm talking right now. Give me like 3 minutes. I'm just talking to, and I'll be out with you guys. Okay?
Oh no.
Thanks. Yeah. Have fun. I'll catch up with you on the walk. Okay?
It's like me
That's
and
the
my.
problem with this guy. He's like a flailing chihuahua. He's so
It's
aggressive.
like me and my imaginary friends. Oh yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Okay,
later.
sorry, go ahead with your
I'll catch you guys later. Yeah, let's have a good one.
What's your joke about hooking Harry Potter? Stay on topic.
The what's that?
What's your joke about Harry Potter?
It's not a joke about Harry Potter. It's a rhetorical question. Okay, I want you to imagine. Okay, if you
he's
will.
doing Dogwarts.
Are you familiar with Dogwarts, Mr. History?
I'm not familiar with that. No.
Really?
Dogwarts.
Okay.
Lycan, you got another jet?
Lycan, are you gonna cut us off right here?
No, I got the tweet up. Let's continue, Lonerbox.
Oh, I was just gonna ask for another drink, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure, I got you, buddy. Fine, Dan, do your meme.
Well, now I don't want to because it's going to be about. I feel like it's just going to get me in trouble actually. At the end of the day. So look, let me be serious with you.
Yeah.
So you hate Steven because you feel like he doesn't admit when he's wrong. Is that right?
Yeah.
So in the certain amount, you hold him to such a bastion of status that for him to make even the smallest mistake, it must be corrected on the record. But you understand that everyone that he's dealing with, never mind the fact of correcting things that they say that are wrong, just constantly